Cool. Welcome to episode 001 of the With the English podcast. Talking all things basketball, mostly NBA, but we will have some European stuff. Got my man ALB here.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah.
Also, got Ash,
Yep.
D-Boy,
What up? What up?
and Richie Ants.
Let's go.
Shortly Ants. So, boys, we're here. We finally made it.
4 years.
Yeah, comments and
We finally made it. So yeah, I think we should just get straight into it. Talking about the season. When does the season start? Actually, NBA
October 24th.
till 24th. Yeah, so what? It's about
month.
a month from now.
True.
Yeah,
But
so,
wait 1 second. For new listeners, right? New viewers, new listeners. They might want to know what side we stand on.
what do you mean?
As in what teams we would be. You know what I mean?
Ah.
Because me, you know me, I'm a disgusting, ignorant Chicago Bulls
Okay.
man. You know what I mean? My
Alright.
whole life. I don't flip flop nothing.
So,
Yeah.
I think only two men in there got teams though, innit?
well, I think
actually,
it's mad because
Everybody has the team.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
you don't. These guys are not fans,
Phoenix
bro.
Suns, baby.
They're
I'm thinking about
KD
Phoenix
fans.
Suns.
Phoenix right now.
They're not Brooklyn fans. They're KD fans.
Phoenix Suns.
I need a hat. Before you hat him.
You know what I mean?
I don't think.
But didn't need a retwist. I
I'm a free agent this season.
Yeah,
I'm on
free
my James
agent.
Harden.
Yeah.
not you two.
All right, cool. But all right. So my man Aya here is a Bulls fan. I don't know why. Probably Michael
My
Jordan
whole
fan.
come on, man.
Probably
Chicago Bulls.
Probably a Michael Jordan fan. That's why.
100%.
Say
The
no
best, the
more.
greatest ever.
Me myself, I'm a Steph Curry fan. So wherever Steph Curry goes, I go. At the moment.
Nah, that's not what you've been saying.
Well, what do you mean? That's what I've been
For
saying.
context, for context,
Shout out to my
Context.
name, Dominic. Shout out to Dom. It's good, Dom. You know what I mean?
for context, Ash will back me up on this.
Go on.
You've been screaming Golden State.
No.
You've been screaming
'cause
Golden
he's
State.
at Golden State.
Okay, so don't
Where
make
else
it
is
like
he
you're a
at?
Curry.
Where
Yeah, you're
else
a
is
Curry
he? Has
fan.
he been? All right.
Yeah, he hasn't been anywhere, but I'm just saying
I
he's a
know.
Golden State fan.
Exactly.
Don't try
Alright,
back
let's
now.
hold on.
It's been 10 years, you're a Golden State
State fan,
fan.
yeah.
No matter how many Lakers
Yeah.
you have.
How are you going to tell me I'm a Golden State?
Golden State.
If he goes
Golden State
Lakers,
fan, bro.
if he goes Lakers tomorrow, I'm a Lakers fan.
You know, bro.
If he goes Lakers tomorrow, I'm a Lakers fan.
Well, the crud you've spoken about Lakers. Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know, Steph's retiring at Golden State, you're a Golden State coach, man.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I'm
what it
a
is.
Golden State. Well, no.
I see, you said
You are.
yourself.
You just said.
Steph Curry, man.
Oh my
But
God.
he's at Golden State. What's that?
You fair weather fans, man.
What you say?
What, for you?
Not for you.
My tip. Oh, you know, I've been rocking with the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, I'm crying.
I've been rocking.
Since when?
Since
Since when? Since when?
why? Since the
KD
last bed.
Since KD went there.
No,
Oh,
like,
okay.
I like their uniforms. Yeah. I like their roster currently constructed.
What roster?
They don't have one. They
They've
got
only got
about 4 men.
No, I think it's like 7.
The roster's deep, man. The roster's it's
Oh,
got
yeah?
players. We've got players this season.
Yeah, name them.
So don't even.
Yeah, name them. Yeah, name them.
Name them. Name them.
Let's put a pin in that for next week.
Yeah, 100.
That's fine. Just know this season things are going to be different at West. Things are under control now, man. Yeah, everybody's going to come to see us in Phoenix.
I'm not just a KD fan. Obviously, I'm a Kyrie.
You were
I'm a
all
Kyrie
in
fan as
on
well. I know
Brooklyn next.
All in.
KD and Kyrie.
All in.
So are you saying you're on the Mavs this year? Is that what you're saying?
I'm
Yeah,
80%
Trump
Suns and 20% Mavs because Mavs ain't
What
doing
the
that.
hell is going on in this
They do
world?
that.
That we
Luka, Kyrie.
Look at Kyrie ain't doing that, bro. Like I can see them getting. To be honest, someone asked me the other day. I can see them getting to the Western Conference Finals.
Huh?
I can see that. It's just
What the
mad.
Mavs?
I can see that happening.
No.
They just acquired my man from Celtics. Like
who?
what's his name? You might made me start calling out names in the first episode.
It wasn't anyone who
It wasn't anybody serious.
Marcus Smart on that team.
Are you talking about Grant?
Grant.
Oh,
No,
Williams.
Grant
Grant
Williams.
Williams would do bits.
difference.
Where?
No, Grant
Like, come on, bro.
All right, so he's
You're a bit on the side,
going to
bro.
make the difference.
Well,
To
they
get
don't-
the
I didn't say he's going to make the difference. I said they need some bodies. They need some big bodies. Pause. They need some more of a defensive presence. They haven't necessarily got that. They've got 2 backcourt shooting brothers that don't play defense. They need to tweak some things in their game. They need some size. Like what I'm saying to you is that they are great offensive players. And I think with a couple of tweaks, they can get to the
Western
finals.
Conference
Simple as that.
Finals.
No, I don't
think
You've
do that.
got to use that West.
Bro, there's Kyrie, bro.
Firstly,
Out West,
Luca's going to leave before they even get to it.
Why is he going to leave?
Bro, they're not building a team.
They're gonna. Yeah, he's due the max extension.
Bro, if you're a referee, you sneeze, right, and you're 10 miles away from Luka, he complains.
Yeah.
Let alone he complains about, you know what I mean, a team not being built right.
Did he get tossed in the at FIBA's recently?
Yeah.
Tossed in the final. I think that will be the change, the turning point in Luka's reaction when he comes back.
I don't think so.
I really do. I really feel like he's gonna come back and it's gonna be a change. Do you get what I'm saying? He knows, like whatever people want to say, he's gonna play it, man. He's gonna finish the season.
Oh yeah, he finished. I'm just talking about contract.
So he understands, what's just happened at the FIBAs and the pressure that he was under. Bro, he's gonna come back a different person. Kyrie, we haven't heard nothing in the news about him.
He's been in the lab, you know.
Listen,
Kyrie's been in
the lab. We ain't heard nothing about him.
He usually is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't.
But what I'm saying is that, but usually he's in the lab with some, like, there's always a little something. You don't always have something to say about him.
Not
But
me. I'm a Kyrie.
but man, them always
Kyrie.
have something to say.
How about Kyrie is? When does he end up on his contract? It's just all basketball, no problems. See if he signs a new contract, problems.
Probably. Yeah,
So-
it's true. It's true.
That's what it
It's
is.
that's been his career.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Don't
okay.
play basketball.
So
Look fancy.
I feel like
You know my views.
I feel like my back's against the wall to defend Kyrie now, and
Nah,
like
I'll
we're
defend Kyrie.
gonna turn a little bit because I know that Ash bodies Kyrie in the group, bro. Ash bodies in the
Why
group.
are you so anti-Kyrie? Like what?
You don't play winning basketball.
According
You
to
should have
what?
changed the game by now.
Of course he plays winning
Every
ball.
team he goes to makes worse.
Cavs.
Oh, he was terrible.
make
at the
Cavs
Cavs. He had a
Cavs-
sub.
Cavs-
He hit the shot. He hit the shot.
That's all LeBron.
Cavs are a lot of
He hit the shot.
He's
That's
the
all
shot.
LeBron.
He hit the shot.
So did Robert Ory. So did Rob Petsy or whatever.
Wait, we're not gonna do
Taking
that.
away
Firstly,
from
you're not going to diminish
him. Yeah,
Kyrie.
you can't diminish.
Don't diminish Kyrie.
I'm not diminishing
God
his talent.
bless. God
I'm not
bless.
diminishing his
God
talent.
bless Big Shot Rob, right? Big Shot Rob with his 78 rings, right? He ain't Kyrie, bro.
I didn't even know he's got 7 rings.
What I'm saying, what I'm saying
Bro,
about Kyrie,
About 50, something like that.
Sound mad.
I hear
got
that,
loads of
but what I'm saying about Kyrie is he needs to find a way to run on offense along with his brilliant talent and skills, and he's the best entertainer.
But then, that's the thing. That's not his game, bro.
No one said that about Allen Iverson.
Okay.
No one said that about AI, though.
Okay, so sometimes get off the
No
ball.
one said that about AI.
Sometimes get off the ball. Let somebody else control the
More
offense.
dominant.
That's what I'm saying. Adapt, learn how
But
to
he is
win.
adapting. He's with Luca. Luca's the point. The point there.
Did they get worse last year when he joined? No better.
Listen,
That wasn't on
for
Kyrie.
me, I'm going to defend Kyrie.
That wasn't on Kyrie.
It wasn't just on
There's
Kyrie.
a lot.
It wasn't on him at all. He played
They got rid of as
great.
well.
Okay, well, it's right now. It's 3-on-1. We'll let the season start.
I
And
need
I'm
to know
coming with chess.
Nah, I need to go back to D-Boy's point though. You said they're gonna be top of the West.
Well, okay, all right. Who we got in the West? All right, let's look at the West.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on.
The West is.
Wait, let's look at the West.
Yeah, let's
Before
look at
we talk about
Before we do that, we will look at the West. But if you think about it, let's take that point. Looking at the West, you got the champions from the West.
the Denver Nuggets for
You
one.
got the
I said Western. I said Western
Hold on,
Conference.
wait. So in their division, right? Like I don't remember. I don't necessarily do divisions.
All
I
right.
do coast to coast. You know what I mean? But regardless, in their division, in their Southwest division, they've got Houston, Memphis, Pelicans, Spurs, right?
Cool. I like
So-
that.
so-
I like
okay.
that.
They're getting past.
Let go.
They're getting past Houston, Spurs. New Orleans are going to be tough.
Yeah.
Memphis, regardless
Yeah.
of my man being out for
Yeah.
for several games, they're still going to be tough.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that they're going to get past also Golden State, Clippers,
No.
Lakers,
Yeah.
Phoenix,
Yeah.
Nope.
No, not Phoenix,
Sacramento?
no, but-
Are they going to get past them?
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying to you.
They're
Yeah?
not getting past.
Let me explain. Let me explain something.
No,
Let me just say something. Yeah.
Okay.
When I say like we all understand how
I
NBA
want
works, and
this.
it's like getting to the finals doesn't mean you play. You might lose some of those games if it's like regular season. Remember we got like so we're talking about getting to the Western Conference Finals depends on where you fall in the standings, right?
It could.
So you're not gonna play. You don't have to beat everyone to get to the
In the
finals.
East,
Yeah. Of course.
What I'm saying is,
But everyone's
They're
a killer. Everyone's a killer.
everyone's a killer. But what I'm saying is,
Rest is a
Like,
life, bro.
the focus here is gonna be it's gonna come from the regular season games.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying to you, like, just understand, if they're seated in the right spot, like, bro,
I don't
Like,
see
they don't
them
have-
beat. I don't know.
No. But I'm saying regular season.
Alright,
Regular
hold on,
season.
hold on. So hypothetically, what's your what? Let me
Give you a top five.
let me throw out eight
Go.
teams, right? Regardless of position, right? You got Denver, Golden State,
Yeah.
Clippers,
Yeah.
Lakers,
Yeah.
Phoenix,
Yeah.
Kings,
Yeah.
Memphis.
Yeah.
That's
OKC.
7, right? That's
OKC.
7.
Forget
That's 7.
OKC.
Right.
Forget
Shea. Nah,
Shea
they're
Wall.
balling up.
That's exactly.
So what? Who else?
Shea
Who's
and
Shea?
Chet.
Tell me.
They got ballers, Giddy. They got
Alright,
ballers
anyway,
over
forget
there.
OKC.
Yeah.
Lakers.
Those are right.
Lakers. What's happening
With
in
the
Lakers?
King.
Are you
Lakers
kidding
with the
me?
King.
Listen,
This
if
guy,
there's
you
one
can
person,
hear it in his voice.
if there's
What
one
Lakers
person
gonna
that will
Lakers
never
with the
defend the
King.
Lakers,
Wait,
it's
yeah.
me. I can't stand it. However,
Who-
with that being said,
Yeah.
I won't front on the Lakers. They retooled very well.
Very
in
nice.
some-
No, okay, let's go.
And
They had some of the.
Very
And
nice.
they have the king.
Let's stay on the Lakers. Let's go through their roster, innit?
All right,
Let's
hold
go
on.
through their
You don't need to go-
No,
roster. We're not AD. They got AD and the King.
Yeah.
Who else they got, bro?
Hold on.
Hachimura.
Yeah, let's go through them. And you see that over a straight face.
Who's the guy?
Kings, of course they are.
They are minus 15.
AR 15.
Hey,
Austin Reeves.
yeah.
Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves that just shot himself for that.
Nah.
Just
Why
shot
not?
himself for that.
Don't worry about that.
Well,
Austin Reeves is
Let's
about.
go.
No, Austin
Now
Reeves
there's
is about.
scouting reports and it's the second season. We'll see what he does.
You see what he does,
Yeah,
man.
but
Like
I think you guys.
you can't make a prediction off of Austin Reeves, bro. Come on, you man. Be serious.
Well, we're not.
You know what?
though.
You can't tell me that
I tell
Lakers
you
going
who
to go
can
off of Austin Reeves.
All right,
Alright,
I tell you
here we
who
go.
we can make a prediction of. Hold
Here
on
we
a second.
go.
Hold on. I tell you who we can make a prediction of. The king.
King.
You can make a prediction of
Like,
him.
he's in year 21.
Don't matter.
It
Like, he's going
doesn't
year
matter.
21.
Doesn't matter.
No, stat man.
So we got Gabriel, Rui Hachimura,
Yep.
Jackson Hayes, who is a bit of an idiot, but he's excellent as a
Man,
you know
Io.
what I mean?
The hair.
Yeah, let him
Hold
do
on. You got Tayshaun Prince, Austin Reeves, Cam Reddish,
Oh,
Russell, who can't defend, but he's excellent offensively. You got Vanderbilt, who they just
Yeah, they just
signed to a
signed him.
big contract, 48
4
million.
years.
Offensively, he's a bit of a dump truck, but defensively,
He can
he
do
is
bits for
him.
them. Yeah.
You man think,
You
yeah.
got Niger
like,
boy
like,
Gabe Vincent.
Gabe Vincent.
Wait,
Niger boy Gabe Vincent.
I want to hear
and
from Ash.
Christian
I want to hear
Wood.
from Ash. Yeah.
Christian
Ash, you
Wood.
telling me that
Christian Wood as well,
I'm
bro.
with you. I'm not impressed.
Oh, see.
What?
Okay.
I'm not impressed.
All
And
right.
then
But hold on.
after that, they got
First of all,
AD.
What they did, listen, they don't need superstars. What they did is they retooled their bench, and they've got a lot of great serviceable role players.
Yeah.
Some role players on great contract that they can flip.
Yeah.
So some of these moves are business moves for come February.
Free agent.
You know what I mean?
This is
I'm
what
not even free agent. I'm talking about transfer deadline.
Yeah,
trade.
this is what I would
Come
say.
February, they've done a couple of moves. So listen, they retooled very well.
Everything revolves around street clothes and things.
You're gonna regret these comments, man.
Bro, come on, man. Like, you man,
Listen,
are going to don't call him
I don't
street
want to
clothes.
defend
So
Lakers.
that's fine.
I do.
Like,
want to
he's-
defend
is
Lakers.
he going to be fit for? Is he going to play 60 games?
Everyone knows he's not going to be fit.
Okay,
So
but let's
is Bron going to play 60 games?
Bro,
base
hold
the
on.
predictions on, just to be fair, let's just base on everybody's fit and healthy. Yeah? Just for argument's sake, just to make this
Just
to make this simple
Can't
because
get an AD.
just to make this simple because just saying, oh, but this guy's hurt. Yeah, we know injury is part of the game. Let's just say everybody's fit and healthy. Looking across the West, you really think Dallas
Over those
over
seven.
those seven?
over
Just
those
seven.
Okay, I wouldn't make a prediction based off of everyone's fit because, to be fair, I'll even be shooting myself in the foot because
Because
Kyrie,
Kyrie, I was about to say this.
but
Kyrie doesn't fit all season.
this is my thing. I just feel like Kyrie, one of the players, yeah, I'd say one of the stars in the league. I'll say maybe if we're looking at sort of top 10 stars in the league right now that has a lot to prove, bro. He's got a lot to prove, and I feel like, but he's got a lot to prove this year, bro. You don't think he's got a lot to prove this year?
He's got to play winning ball.
Bro, he has to play. He has to play winning basketball.
Wait. Listen, he doesn't have to prove that he can play winning basketball. I
Bro,
don't think so.
he does.
No, he does.
Winning basketball.
Bro, everyone, the criticism of Kyrie has always been, especially what Ash is saying, has always been like, yo, bro,
I think
he doesn't make teams better. Like, he doesn't. The last time he can only win with Bron. That has been a narrative around Kyrie over the last, since he's left Bron. He doesn't make teams better.
Where Kyrie is now is where Russell Westbrook is when he left OKC.
That's another
In terms of, does his style of play equate to winning basketball? And you see how the league deals with people when there's a certain narrative.
I don't
Yeah,
think,
but most of those narratives come from the media. When you look at the basketball and players, You don't hear players beefing with Kyrie about Kyrie in the locker room. You don't hear
Exactly.
players beefing with Russ in the locker room.
I think
This is just media stuff. This is like
Kyrie. The only thing Kyrie has to prove is winning at Dallas. That's it. Everything else, man. What he's certified. Like, I mean, the brother is certified.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Don't get it twisted. That you know what I rock with Kyrie, but I'm saying it. Obviously, he's at Dallas, innit? So obviously, he has to win at Dallas. That's what I'm saying. Like where he is right now, like, bro. Let's look at like how he even got there, bro. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like the trade happened. Man went to Dallas. Cuban took a risk on him. Like, bro, he's there now. Got the 40 mil a year. He's in a position where he knows that. Look, bro. First and foremost, I have to play 60 games. Because of new CBA, he's got to do 60 games to be considered all NBA, all of that. He knows he has to play 60 games. That's number one. Number two, yeah, bro, like you can't that narrative. As much as you want to like flip it upside down, inside out, he's got to shake that off. So even him, like, and by the way, when we go back to Brooklyn, yeah, when he was as soon as Harden came, what did he say, bro? He said, "Bro, he's the point guard. I'm the two." He said it.
That's incorrect. He tried to be the point guard and Harden outperformed him in the point guard.
No, that's
No,
He said himself in the
He
interview.
said it. No,
This was
no,
after about 7 games.
Did he?
He said, I have to let Harden be the point
He
guard. He's
said-
a better point guard.
Bro, I don't remember that.
Everyone-
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Stat man, we're going to review that for the next episode. But
Next episode.
from my recollection, when he was asked, I think it was on a Zoom interview. He was sitting and he asked him about
He
Harden.
gave
He
it
said-
up to Harden.
He said, "Yeah, that's the point. I'm the two."
Yeah,
That's what I remember. Having said
off
that,
the plane.
I do agree with you, Ash, in that I don't think he wanted Harden there in the first place. I don't think he wanted Harden. I didn't want Harden there in the first
Nobody
place.
wanted Harden there.
Yeah.
If Brooklyn never made that trade for Harden, they would have got that chip the first year.
I think so too.
Alright, cool. I want to continue on the season preview. So you said Mavs as
the Western
Conference Finals. But you never said they're going to make.
Do you know what? I didn't say wait.
You said Western Conference.
But I said
Finals.
they can.
They can. All right,
Yeah.
cool. But there's a lot of teams out west, right? So let's take Denver. What are we saying about Denver?
They're still legit.
Do they repeat?
Yes. No.
No.
They got a strong case to win.
I think,
Right
yeah,
now.
I think,
we see some more trades and stuff. I think balance out.
you know, there's something to be
That's
said.
what I'm saying
About,
right now.
there's something to be said about continuity.
Kept them set up.
They,
The big loss was my guy BB gun.
BB
Yeah,
gun.
BB's
Bro,
like,
When
Yeah,
when
it's
you
gone.
know, got paid.
that's a big
Yeah,
loss.
yeah, that's
He used to get paid.
Yeah, he used
What
to
he's
get
doing
paid.
off the court,
Yeah,
he used
yeah.
to get paid. Pay that child support. I'm saying, but
Who's this?
BB gun,
Child support.
messing around with porn stars. And
Oh, he's another.
I mean, they're all doing it.
I don't know what was going on at that time. But
Well, he had a lot to say about his time in Brooklyn as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
His podcast was on.
he still owes that man an apology.
Yeah, I don't remember nothing.
What apology does your owe?
Huh?
What apology
But
does he owe?
he told him to shut up against Celtics.
Yeah,
And
bro,
Bruce
like,
Brown-
he
Bruce
was-
Brown came out and dropped 35 or something like that.
But
KD had 7
Brown was
points.
kind of talking wild though. He was talking. Don't you think he was talking wild? He was
You
talking
can talk wild if you come and drop 35 points.
So, so Bruce Brown's gone from Denver, but we still reckon they've got a good chance to repeat.
They're strong, man.
Yeah,
There's a lot to be said with continuity. Right? One of the people kind of there's a weird stigma about running it back, and I don't understand why. But continuity is really important because it, you know, familiarity. You know, they know how to play with each other. They not have to figure certain
Figure it out,
things
yeah.
out.
They know
The
their
core
positions.
knows who they are. Also, there's a culture within them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that Denver, for me, I'm not entirely sure that if they'll get back to the final, West
That's
Coast
the
final, I think they'll get there. I'm not sure they'll get to the final, but I'm not gonna. In previous years where I would argue against them, I'm not gonna argue against them because of their continuity, because they've only lost they only lost.
Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown for the most part. Outside of that, they never got
It's,
worse.
it's also,
They
on
didn't
that
get
East,
worse.
they've got a clear advantage at the 7th position.
Yeah.
And it seems to be, it's possible trending a bit more back to the
Back to the big man,
Yes.
No, there's a few.
In the West,
Mm.
no, but in the West, they've got a clear
Yeah,
advantage.
but multi-skilled.
Yeah.
You have to be multi-skilled.
Yeah, but Jokic is an all-time big.
He's a different level.
If we're mentioning a big now, it's because they're multi-skilled. If you're not multi-skilled, You probably
Yeah.
get 5-7
No,
years in the league of athleticism.
Yeah.
And then you're out.
Yeah, you can't be the conventional like
You can't be
back to the
back-
rim.
you can't
Yeah,
be back-
unfortunately, I mean, because I like that type of basketball.
Unless your Shaq turns up.
Unless you're Shaq, yeah, but
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
you got to be
it.
that
I like
dominant though, like
You know what I mean?
beastly dominant.
That's
Obviously,
you guys know me. That's why I like. You know what I mean, international basketball because
Yeah.
they still believe
They
in
still
the
do
big
that.
post.
Yeah.
What was the other team in the Western Conference Finals last year?
Oh bloody hell! Why am I?
Was it
You
Lakers?
might-
They would be
Yeah,
no,
swept.
they be
Was it Lakers? It was
Swept.
Lakers.
was it Lakers?
Suns were not in the second
Yeah,
one.
Lakers swept.
It was Lakers.
Mhm.
I think it was.
Yes, it was the Lakers.
It was Lakers. So are we saying
The
Lakers?
West Coast final.
Listen,
Lakers not making.
I don't rule out the Lakers.
I got
That
wait.
piece.
I feel like taking off my hat, but I ain't got a trim. You got to take your hat off to the Lakers still.
Yeah.
I would have taken it off, but yeah,
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 yes.
I got trim.
Why did you say that?
Bro, like they were fighting for like playing.
Yeah.
Like they would like there was a time, but the Lakers.
Yeah, but
But
that's
Debo, why is it that they were 1 minute fighting for playing and the next minute why?
I know you're gonna say King.
But why is it?
because of injuries.
You're gonna say King.
Injuries
1 minute
don't-
5 minutes.
The main man is there.
LeBron and AD, they were injured throughout the season, so they had a lower.
Okay, so
And
they
then
were
as soon
fighting.
as they came, as soon as
You
Braun
saw what happened.
and King they came back.
They readjusted.
That was
Everything
it.
aligned again.
Yeah, there was never a play.
And Denver just caught them lucky for me anyway.
and they had a
They won't
kinda-
sweep them again.
if I remember correctly.
Denver what?
They won't sweep the Lakers.
If I remember
Excuse
correctly,
me?
the Lakers
hold
had
on,
like
Denver-
favourite
wait.
teams to play in terms of experience and know-how
Denver
and stuff
got
like
lucky.
that and matchups.
Four close goals.
Sorry.
They weren't 4 close games, bro.
I was
They
gonna
were
say
not
that.
4 close games, bro.
I was gonna say, yeah, what Lakers?
They were not 4.
What Lakers and Denver?
Pull up the
The
numbers.
first one was close.
That was it.
Denver-
Second one
You're
was
talking about
close.
Lakers and Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They won those games.
Denver outplayed.
Outplayed
Lakers.
is a strong word.
What was the score? What was the score?
LeBron done
So we're
outplayed
talking
them.
about game one,
But all right, Joe.
No, let's say the scores. Let's say the scores.
132, 126.
Nah. You see, you
No,
got
no,
to
no,
get
no,
scores.
let's all
You
score.
can't look at
Okay.
scores. You know why you can't look at scores?
Because they let it go after a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Game
what?
2, 108 to 103. Game 3,
Of course.
119 to 108. Game 4, 113 to 111. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, they're close, but
So they were close.
but they don't. Those scores don't tell the full story.
They
So
don't.
the manner of
And-
control.
But
They
my-
don't
The manner
the
of
full
control.
story.
The Lakers
I think
value
there was
back.
two. I
No,
think there was
because-
2 games where
no.
Lakers could have won them
Because
games.
remember, there's garbage time, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
That's
also,
the point.
No, but I think
That's
from
my
memory,
point.
there was 2 games that Lakers could have won those
I-
games. They were in position to win, and they maybe didn't.
Yeah, my-
2 games out of a
Out of
series
4.
of.
Yeah, but you
Out
must
Out of the
remember,
first 4.
Denver were the
Technically, 2
best
games out
closing-
of 7. Technically, we're being
Okay.
2 out of 7.
Denver were the best closing team last year. So
They were
Nah,
close.
That's
I
why-
don't think Denver got lucky. I think that Lakers were outplayed.
no, I'm saying they were outplayed, but Denver were statistically the best closing team last year. In terms of the last 5 minutes,
Which is fine.
getting
I'll go
the
with it.
job done.
There you go.
So
Well,
they know they're gonna get the job done against the Lakers.
So that's Denver.
So
That's Lakers.
Lakers, yeah, they're still legit.
I'm just talking about the East, really.
You just.
I said-
just spoke
wait,
about
wait.
Mavs. Hold on, wait. Let me finish.
You man is still on me about
No,
Mavs.
I'm not talking.
Yeah,
I'm not on you.
man.
You just spoke about Mavs, so we're not gonna bring them up. I just want to point one thing out. When Kyrie went to the Mavs, they were 4th. When
You're
at the end of
this
it,
again. You're doing
they
this
were out
again.
of the play-in. But anyway, I'm gonna move
So
on.
whose fault was that?
Golden State.
I'm gonna-
What are you two gonna try and drop a line and move on
I'm
from
gonna
that?
move on from the Mavs to done to death.
Golden State.
Golden State.
I allow you.
Don't we expect Golden State to be
Yeah, man.
legit?
What do you think about Golden State this year? Because
They should be going for the championship.
They're
They got
longer in
CP3.
the tooth.
They should be going for the championship.
They got
the big-
CP3, Mr. Injury.
The big,
Golden State.
the biggest problem Golden State have is they haven't got a good center. That's the biggest problem they have. That's and as we've just said, basketball is trending towards having a good center.
Who's your center?
Kevin Looney, bro.
Yeah, that's calm. He knows the system.
He knows the
players-
system.
The main players in the team are
Yes.
accustomed to him.
He knows the system.
He gets
I
buckets.
get that.
He gets his
He
putbacks. He
he
gets his
doesn't
rebounds.
doesn't get
That's he
buckets.
knows his
Let's
role.
not-
That's all you
Let's
need.
not do that.
He knows his
He
role.
knows his role. That's all you need at Golden State.
You know
because
what?
Steph carries the.
But I also
He
think,
can get buckets.
I think I'll need to see how it works with CP3,
Nah, that's not.
Steph,
He's coming off the bench.
and
No, they're
it's
saying
not.
he's starting.
They say he's starting.
How? I don't
I
understand.
don't mean either, but
So they got
So
three
what does
back.
that mean? They're
What?
going to move Clay to the 3.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
it'd be CP3.
That's a weird.
So
It'd
it's
be
going to be
point guard,
not
Steph
really.
shooting
Yeah,
guard.
Clay
Not
can be
really.
a free,
Yeah,
but
So Steph is getting more help.
Well, this is the thing. This is the
Let's not do
thing. Depending
Let's
on
not do that. Let's not do that.
That's what it sounds
once
like.
again,
depending on how you look at positions, there are those out there that don't consider Steph a true point guard or a point guard, which is fun. It's particularly fun because then when you add that to any type of discussion, then it makes it easier to think about how that would work with CP3 this time.
I think it worked quite well.
Because my man, because God bless him, for how many years he's been in the league, he's been running, doing cardio for how many years, bro? Killing everyone and killing it. Don't get me wrong. He is who he is. He is him. But at some point, he's gonna want some help. So I mean, someone take a little bit of pressure off me. Take a little bit more, take a little ball handling of me, of him, and of Draymond.
I'm not
So
gonna
now
lie to you.
you add a high level, high IQ CP3, who again I'm not the biggest fan of, but I'm a fan of his IQ.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy.
You put him either at the 2 or the 1 to help Steph and to help Draymond just have a bit of a breathing space, and then you've got a very, very serious squad. But one thing about Golden State is, again, it's a team that you can't bet against. They're going to be there.
That's true.
They're not going to be,
Bet against them, man.
Exactly. They're not going to be starting
you
against
can't-
What happened to them last year?
Lakers.
Lakers.
I'm betting against, and the turmoil with
What's
the ball
right?
getting
Yes,
boxed in his face.
No. Listen, I'm not necessarily very for the bet against.
He was excited.
I think they're still in the second round. At best, they're still in the second round.
Okay, I'll
I
give it.
wouldn't be shocked if they went in the first round.
Yeah, I'll give you that. See in the second round. I don't mind.
So-
I just want to say something, yeah.
CP3 just a detriment on defense. So
See-
you've got Steph and CP3 on the court at the same time.
CP3.
Clay's not what he used to be.
I heard what you're saying, but yes, at some point in time, Steph is gonna need quote unquote help. I don't like this whole Steph needs help thing because that's what he needs.
Everyone needs help.
But wait. I don't think CP3 is the guy to give that help. That's the
No,
problem.
but what I just said makes sense.
So who's the
Freeing up Steph to do what he does without having the pressure of ball distribution and saying start bringing the ball down court and saying that you've got to CP's in my opinion, he's the truest point guard we have in the league right now. When I say the true form of point guard,
him, Lonzo,
but I wouldn't even put them in the same breath. I'm saying
they're not saying
that's
Old school, true way of playing point
Because
guard.
let's not say the truest point, because the point guard position has evolved.
No,
No,
it's true, but there is a true point guard. I understand.
What you're supposed to do, bring the ball down, distribute the ball.
What's the young fella, the backup fellow at Memphis? He's a good point. He's like
Memphis?
Oh, no.
he's good at controlling.
Marcus Smart's got Memphis.
I forgot his
The young guy, but he's very good at controlling the pace. And
I know exactly what you're talking about. A small light skin, but
Yeah, the small ice cream.
Oh yeah, I see him. I know he's smart. No, he's still there.
But-
you can't. They will not get rid of him.
But you say all of that, yeah. With if you have CP3, Steph, and Clay on the court,
Yeah.
Where's your defense?
And no centre.
Where's your defense?
You got Kevin Looney and
Blown by City. It's blown by City.
Where is your defense? There is no defense.
getting
Nah,
blown by.
Steve Kerr is good. He's gonna figure out some defensive
bad.
schemes.
I'm talking about Desmond Bain.
Yes. No, he doesn't.
No,
he's not.
He's a small forward. Yeah, but what you talking about?
There's a small guy. It was a small guy at Memphis. Whenever John.
Jones?
That's the one. Jones. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. Jones.
But anyway, yeah, where's your defense? Because alright, so you play CP at the 1, Steph at the 2, Clay at the 3, Draymond at the 4, Kevin on the 5.
This is the thing. I don't think you watched him enough last season because Steph wasn't an ISO. He was an ISO on defense last season. Not in comparison.
He did okay.
He did enough.
He did okay.
Like you said, there's continuity. They know the system. They know the defensive rotations and all of that.
That's it.
Obviously, they got the mastermind in Draymond.
CP3 is going to
Is
be
it from a defensive?
Yeah.
From a defensive or defensive? So I can't.
He's old, but he is a pit bull.
He's 39. He's slow up the court and he's slow back down.
I mean, he's not great. Yeah, we'll see.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Give him a
problem.
chance.
And then the
Give
issue
him a
is
chance.
you can hide CP on a team or you can hide Steph on a team.
You can't have both.
You can't have both at the same. And Clay's not what he used to be. He's fixed the injuries.
So okay,
Cool.
we've got
Golden
Golden
State.
State. Memphis.
But you still won't bet against them though.
Nah,
Irrespective, bro. I don't fuck with Golden State, but
You remember the season you not bet against them?
I know.
You remember the season you not bet
ended
against them?
ended up winning.
We know what happened when you not bet against them. We know
Was
what
that the same season that you wore multiple tops? Like man had a Bulls top one minute, and
That's funny.
man had a Lakers top.
we know what happened when you bet against them. That's what we know. We know. All right, it was chip. But anyway,
Yeah.
Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis are one of those teams I really enjoy watching up and down. They've got good energy. They're fun to watch. I think the NBA in the West, they've got some nice, well-constructed young teams. Memphis is one. The Kings are another one. And the sleeper OKC. Watch out for them boys this year.
Come on to them.
I think all three will make some noise this coming season. We'll see how Memphis. I think having Marcus Smart over there now will help, especially with Ja out for a period of time.
It's like great on Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
I think I'll let you. Sorry.
Yeah. Obviously, they've still got Defensive Player of the Year, Triple J out
I
there.
don't know about that, you know.
Desmond Bain's still there. There'll be a handful until Ja gets back, and then it'll be good to see how Ja can mesh with Marcus Smart. I think I help him a lot.
That's exactly where I'm going.
I think that will help him a lot.
Having Marcus Smart, I think, should help him.
Yeah,
But leadership. But my thing is,
They will.
my thing is, Marcus Smart has never played for any other organization but the Celtics. Yeah, it would be interesting because the way Memphis is set up here, they're very cliquey, innit? Them man have a chip on their shoulder. Yeah, Marcus Smart suits that.
Yeah.
But I really want to see how they gel.
Yeah.
Is Marcus Smart?
I can't see him dancing in with
Yeah,
the
what's that dance like?
Brooks is gone. Brooks was the leader of that.
Yeah, Marcus Smart ain't no great.
So,
I heard that if Marcus Smart can go and check Tatum and check Jaylen Brown,
Yeah,
he can check any man in that.
What you know, Sam,
organisation.
he's not going to, and you already know, everyone knows he's not going to do that because that's not his personality. Everyone knows that for the most part, not for the most part, apologies, but part of his role is to be that sensible, veteran.
Yes.
And one thing about it is that
Smart, yeah.
he's not too old.
Yeah.
Where they kind of feel there's a disconnect, and he's not too young to be like,
He's a young vet.
you know what I mean? And also he is accomplished. He's accomplished. Like they're going to listen to
He'll
an
be all right.
accomplished.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's a defensive player of the year. Regardless of your opinions of him, winning that award, he has it under his belt. So they're going to respect accomplishments.
When
And
he also has got 0.
Always puts in
He
effort.
also has got an All-Star. One.
I don't believe he
Zero.
has.
He got zero
Just
stuff.
check.
but I just want to touch on something Ash said. He reckons he's a better replacement for Dylan Brooks.
Brooks was horrible last year.
I don't necessarily know. I don't necessarily believe that. I think Dylan Brooks helped that team a lot. I think he brought them a lot of energy. He was sort of like, I don't like comparing them because I think Draymond's very bad, but he was sort of like their Draymond Green
Oh, shut up.
in
Of
a
course,
sense.
Marcus
No,
Smart
Don't compare.
he was. Dylan Brooks was sort of like he
That's
brought them a
wild.
lot of energy, and I
Yeah,
think
that's wild. That's wild.
That's wild.
I'm gonna let you cook, but
it's not wild. It's not wild. It's not wild.
You know, Jaylen Chin checks guys, isn't it?
Let's hope Draymond hears that, yeah, and checks you on socials.
Anyway, but the point I'm making is that, like, I think he done a lot for that team. He was sort of their leader in a way, and I think
That says it all, though. Why is he the leader?
because he is, bro. Because like that's
He's not somebody that should be leading the team. That's
but that's what I'm saying. Is like, why is Draymond Green the leader of Golden? People say that Draymond Green is the leader of Golden.
Well, you're still here. You're still
Steph points
comparing
and
him
tells
to
that
Draymond.
guy go, he goes. Steph's the leader.
Well, you're still comparing him to Draymond.
So Draymond tumble
Bro.
and managed to stay there.
Steph,
You can't.
But I think the organization getting rid of Dylan Brooks is a bit harsh. Though. I think
I thought it was harsh as well.
I think it was a bit harsh.
It's a business move.
It
Though.
was-
Marcus Smart came available. They realised, okay, you know what?
But I don't know.
It's not just a
upgrade?
business move. There's also a
Business.
culture move as
Yeah.
well.
There's a lot to it.
It's
Like,
a culture move.
bringing in Marcus Smart is going to elevate.
God bless him. You know, Dylan Brooks is still a head case. Like you say, head case.
He is. He's not put them in trouble.
He's a head
Of
case.
course.
Even in FIBA, he was like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
he and he
Yeah,
got just
yeah.
of course.
He's a head case, and it's weird because they signed him to he signed to Houston, and they're trying to go for a real deep culture change over there. They got my guy Ime Udoka.
Yeah, he makes
Uh,
correct. Good coach.
He's going to be that culture setter,
Yeah.
but I think Dylan is going to get on his nerves. And I don't because
I don't know.
Ime thought from the day he got drafted, from the day Ime got drafted, right, by the Spurs. No one, he's always set the precedent. People have always the level of respect that people have for him,
Yeah.
players, coaches.
Yeah.
He's not someone that you talk funny to. You chat double to, like you're gonna respect him. you're gonna respect him. And if Dylan doesn't shape up and come correct, they're gonna ship him out as well. That's because they're trying a real deep culture
Just
change.
if they don't start sleeping with people's wives.
That's a low blow. That's a low blow.
Listen,
Come on. Let's keep it respectable, man.
he's in Houston. He's good, man. You don't need to do that. He's in Houston. he's good.
Furthermore, hey, that's a
My
tech.
point was
That's a
what you
tech.
said-
That's a tech.
My point about what you said about Ime Udoka and Dylan Brooks is, I think he's been brought there so Ime Udoka put his arm around him.
I think so too.
And shape him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I'll give it-
You're my guy.
I'll give it that.
I deal with you.
Okay,
You
fine.
deal with the team.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's the role that's
I think so too.
Okay.
I think so too.
Okay.
They got a case out
So-
in Houston.
So I think, like you said, with Smart and Draymond Green, these guys are further along in their development. Dylan Brooks can get there in terms of the mental side.
Yeah.
But the reason why I said it's an upgrade on Dylan Brooks, bringing in Marcus Smart,
Absolutely.
is the IQ side of the game and defense.
Absolutely.
That's fair. That's fair.
He plays winning basketball.
Yeah.
Regardless of your opinions on Marcus Smart, and I have my own. I can't fault him. He plays winning basketball.
And Dylan Brooks is talented, but last year he had a terrible statistical year shooting the ball for 3 years.
I just want to touch on one more team in the West and we'll head out east there, but Clippers.
Big year for them.
Big year.
Big year for the Clippers. I
Big
think
year for them. Yeah.
a lot of it, obviously, now we know they have to play their two all-star wings, but the theory with them guys is always if we can get them both out on the court, fit and healthy for a stretch of time, not a lot of teams are going to be able to deal with Paul George and Cologne. Let's keep it 100. And now you've got Russ there as well. They've kept a lot of their core, I believe. I don't think a lot of players have left. The Clippers should be a big problem in the West. Like, yeah, we can talk about the Lakers, we can talk about all these other teams, but when it comes down to it, wing play is what the NBA is at the moment. And they've got two of maybe the top 6 wings in the league, bearing fitness and health. They should be on smoke.
I'm with Amson now. They should be on smoke, but I'm not gonna lie. Big question mark on just
Health.
injuries is crazy, bro. Their injury
Do
record
you
is
really
massive.
think Kawhi can play at least 60 games?
If you get 60 out of Kawhi and he's fit going into the postseason,
I don't know.
look out.
I really don't.
Yeah, but what if he? But I think if he plays 60 in the regular season, he's unfit for the postseason.
Kawhi,
I really don't know.
So obviously they got the new rule now where
You can't
you can't rest 2 stars. So I think basically they're gonna have to work how they figure out load management. They've got to figure out something. They still whatever you think or whatever rules in place, they're still gonna have a way to work around that.
Yeah,
they're gonna load manage.
I think that teams are gonna have to look at football in terms of soccer for American listeners, right? And with the Kawhi situation with AD, his new CBA rules, maybe you only play guys in the second half for some games, and that's the way they get best. So you don't play in the first and second quarter.
It's difficult because you're gonna need players. Listen, players want to play.
Yeah,
But hoopers want to hoop. They're not want to. Hoopers. It doesn't matter whether they're Spanish, whether they're Israeli, whether they're flipping from South Sudan. Hoopers want to hoop. Hoopers want to hoop. And
This is
Yeah, but they
a
also
player-
want to win.
a
It's
player-
the best way to win.
a player of Leonard's caliber and PG's caliber. They're not gonna settle for just coming on the second half. It's a because think of it. It's just they're just not going to, in my opinion.
what do you mean second half of the game?
Yeah,
Yeah, like, I'm not
Just
talking
come
about.
off the bench.
I'm not talking about on a
Never
regular
happened.
occurrence, but
Just come off
I'm
the
saying
bench.
Yeah, exactly.
it's not
Never
really- it's
happened.
not really coming off the bench. It's more.
It is.
It's not finishing the game. You're not coming off the bench because you're not good enough. We're trying to get you some rest with the new rules, and this is the work
Bro,
of the strategy.
them man
It's
are not
just
the
not gonna
NBA.
happen. It's just not gonna
Football is not gonna happen.
They're not-
But
they're
when
not-
the man ain't coming off the bench,
The-
the amount of rest that you get, they ain't coming off the bench.
The bottom line for the Clippers is that they have to win this year.
Yeah.
They have to win.
They're not winning enough.
No. Regardless of whether they're winning or not. Couldn't
They
care
have to
less.
compete.
No. Again, I don't care about it.
Yeah.
I don't care about whether they can or not. They have to. I'm being specific.
Well,
They
I'm compete
have
for them
to.
then.
There isn't multiverse. Let's just say that. There isn't a multiverse where they have a season and then they run it back next year.
Yeah, that
It's
can't
not
work.
going to happen. If not there isn't a version of their story going forward. if they have a bad season and they bring it back. No, they have to win. There is no semi-final, second round, first round. They have to get to the final and go all the way. Because at the end of the day, now this new rule forces them to have to play, right? And also, it's going to expose. And I'm a big Leonard fan, right? This new rule may expose him because they
60 games.
Yeah, because if he's forced, in inverted commas, to play, right, and he can play those 60+ games, right, with ease, and he's at 65, 70 games, people are gonna be like,
what's been going on?
What's been going on the last couple of
Context.
years?
For context.
Bear with me. Now, don't get me wrong. For argument's sake, he can argue injuries or whatever.
Simple.
But the point remains, people are still going to look at him funny, Daddy, like, hold on a minute. You're able to play these minutes.
Yeah,
what about
this
last
year?
year?
Yeah, last year,
What about
injuries.
What about the last few seasons?
Injuries.
Because what's happened now?
Exactly.
He's not injured.
How many games regular
Bro,
season?
why is he not injured?
Okay,
Sometimes you just have to
regular.
like that.
I was going to say,
How many games did you play at Toronto?
Listen,
The season
you don't want to see Claw playing all these games, man.
I want
but
to know.
he didn't play the full season there.
60.
He played 60 games.
Yeah, played the full season.
So here's what I'm going to say.
One chip?
What is for the listeners?
Start the season at Spurs.
Can you give some context to the new CBA rules around 60 games and what it means for more specifically the star players? Because for role players, no one really.
It's forgetting your max and your super.
Yeah,
That's really what
that's really
That's
exactly.
what it's really for.
But
Like I said,
in that time,
you played the second half, you still played the game.
bro, like
You
remember
rested.
they've got like with basketball, yeah, they've got a conversation around start, bench, and cut. The culture,
It's an ego thing.
the idea about
It's an ego
benching a
thing.
player
Yeah.
is
It's an
not
ego
even
thing.
one that, but since the NBA started, as far as like I've been watching basketball anyway, benching a player that doesn't start, like bro, you gotta start.
It's an ego
It's an
thing.
ego thing.
You're not benching him though. You're loving his minutes.
But the idea
Actually,
is
fuck
that
with the
bro,
star guy.
unless it goes league wide, unless that across the league is something that's adopted and players start to get, I think it's going to take a generation for that to change if they start. It's not going to like,
See, the NBA is a young league in terms of compared to other sports.
Other sports, yeah,
so
fair.
the strategies are still advancing. Like, look at the last 10 years, how tactics and
the NBA player that's been in the league for 10 years,
It
bro.
takes one of the big dogs in the
saying?
league
So-
to do something like that. For it to
So
be accepted.
the new rules, there's quite a few of them, but I'll read the first 2 or 3. So no more than one star player is allowed to be unavailable for the same game. So according to ESPN, as an example, a team like the Boston Celtics would have to ensure that either Jalen Brown or Tatum are available for each game. Unless both players are determined to be injured, Celtics would not be allowed to rest both players in the same game. While Brown missed 15 games last season and Tatum missed 8, they were both out for the same game just twice, one of which was a regular season finale. Was the regular season finale. 2, teams must ensure that star players are available for national TV and in-season tournament games. 3, teams must maintain a balance between the number of one-game absences for a star player in home games and road games, with a preference for those absences to happen in home games. Obviously,
Away fans, yeah.
So I mean, there's a couple of them. I think it makes sense. It's just that, they're gonna be. Listen. The new rules are gonna, for the most part, gonna really test the Clippers. They have to win this year.
So who determines if a player's injured?
Yeah, they're gonna find ways around it.
Who determines the player?
Who's going to determine the player's injured? I'm Kawhi Leonard, I said today.
Yeah.
The team doctor.
Yeah, exactly. It will have to be official. It would have to be.
Yeah, but
So the Clippers team doctor will say Kawhi's injured today. You can't sue that.
Someone who's on their roster, someone who's on their payroll.
If there's any issue, they're going to get. I mean, you're going to have your team doctors and medical team, blah blah. Then they're going to probably get a second opinion from the league doctors and whatnot, and then probably get a third opinion from outside. It's happened before. Even Kawhi's done. He's gone to New York specifically when he was at Spurs. Yeah, he went to New York specifically to go get a second opinion. It's happened before.
And you got to be careful around that because like, unless you're a coach that shoots yourself in the foot like Jason Kidd did at the end of last season, talking about I think they arrested Kyrie and they thought like, let's just forget it, try getting a lottery. But what I was going to add here before was that one thing we're forgetting this season is the intensity that's going to happen in Vegas. That intensity mid-season, and what that's going to create, because
You mean the mid-season tournament?
Mid-season tournament. That's going to count as regular games. But the intensity the idea around it is to create some sort of level of intensity mid-season. So what's going to happen is players aren't going to play. Players don't want to be part of that.
Yeah.
They're saying that we're giving you a trophy, you're going to win something at the end of it. And I think that's why. Second,
it's an accolade.
It's an accolade. So you're like, before you know it, it shows up on their resume.
Yeah. Especially this year because it's the first one.
It's the first one.
Yeah.
So that intensity, what does that do? What does that do for players? So.
Yeah, all right. We've touched on the West. I want to move out East now. This is the first team we talk about is the Bucks.
They're still legit.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this.
Who else they got?
Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
I'm not a Giannis fan. If they win a ring without intentionally injuring somebody.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's where I stand.
Facts.
Everybody
Facts.
knows.
Yeah, it's Giannis.
That's all I'm saying.
Giannis.
It's Giannis.
Not
Facts.
Giannis.
You're Nigerian, so you was going to bet your brother.
I should be back. I'm not back in.
100%.
Bro,
I'm only half.
Bro,
I'm talking about.
he put his foot out.
There's no such
If
thing about Nigeria.
if not for Kyrie's injury, Brooklyn Nets win that year.
I mean, bro, it's not for KD's big foot. Brooklyn's win that year. So,
But KD had to do all of that by himself. But I'm saying like we all know. This is like quick one side convo. I mean, we've had the conversation in a group, in a WhatsApp group. Do you man really think like? Do you man not agree with the notion that Giannis put his foot out to injure, like to stop?
Listen, we've heard.
You don't think he did that on purpose?
Do you know what I was saying to that?
Have you watched that clip?
Do you know what I was saying to that?
I don't believe so.
It's like me saying that I believe Zaza Pachulia put his foot out to her.
Come on, bro, he did.
Her
You
client.
don't believe what?
I don't think he did.
You don't
bro.
what?
No, Zaza did. Zaza did.
You see what I'm saying? That man said he's a Steph. Man said he's a Steph fan.
No, not even.
Man said
No,
he's a
why?
Steph
No, why I said that? Again, this is what we. This is the issue with almost hindsight in 2020 and revisionist history. Zaza was known as a dirty player.
Dirty fucker.
Listen, it's not.
my
Listen,
French. That's my
that one incident. It's just was the tip of the iceberg. It was the tipping point.
Have we put the two clips together?
No, we've got no. Forget that. No.
They're very similar.
Brother, forget, bro, forget that, please.
That's why
It was the tipping point. Zaza had been dirty for many years, bro. It's the same thing as what's my man that's back in Australia. I can't remember his name. They just
Olenek and them.
yeah, he was known as a dirty player. He had that reputation.
I wouldn't even worse.
No.
He knows better.
All right, cool. So
Facts. I don't even want to say that because I like Giannis. Niger boy and all that.
What are we saying about the Bucks?
For me, the Bucks are the Bucks. They don't. We don't exactly. That's the point I'm trying to get to. I don't. The only person that needs to prove themselves is their new head coach, Adrian Griffin. We need to see how they're going to play, what style they're going to play. How they're going to play around Giannis. How he's going to position the players around Giannis. Is it just going to be drive, kick, whatever? You know what I mean? Like how is it gonna? How are they going to get Giannis in the right positions to win, and how is he going to do it? And what other coaches? I want to know the coaching team. I'm not entirely sure. I might have to do my research on the team that Adrian Griffin has hired, brought in, because I need to know who the shooting coaches are. I need to know who the development coaches are. I need to know who his second in command is. I need to know who the video people are, because listen, like that's very important. In my opinion, the most important move was the head coach move, and that's going to put them under a microscope. Because right now, if I would love for him to do a Nick Nurse and take them all the way to the final in his first season, because it's possible. It's possible.
It should be a trend.
It's done.
Probably.
It's been done before.
It's been done. Yeah, but
it's possible. I would love it.
I wouldn't back off the Bucks like that. No,
It's been exactly. But
Middleton's
the
back.
point remains is that if he's able to do that, or even get to the final, right? Giannis not going anywhere. Giannis is fine. Giannis is fine. The fact remains.
Putting Nuggets there though.
If no, I'm just saying get to the final. I'm just saying get to the final. If my man can get them to the final, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
They'll be okay going forward.
Oh yeah, if Bucks get to the final, Giannis is gonna eat Jokic.
You know that. I'm not even going to try to predict.
We know that Jokic is fine in the Western Center, but if he has to come up against Giannis, that more.
What was their head-to-head last year?
I'll take a look.
But how many games?
I mean,
3 years.
What about all right, that's Bucks. We got to talk about Miami.
Oh, well,
Buckets, man.
Well, that's all hinging on if they can move and get Dame.
Yeah, I can't see Jimmy taking them over that line.
Nah,
He's
he's not
like
that guy.
You mean the line
No.
wait, the line of championship or
the line is the only line I see with them man is championship.
championship? All right,
You know
fine.
what I'm saying? I just can't like bro, I love Jimmy, yeah. Even like when they won the first game against Nuggets, didn't they?
I think
They won the first game or the first 2 games. And then Nuggets came back and just
Nuggets
finished them off.
Nuggets two,
Nuggets didn't win 4 straight, man. I think they
What was
1-2,
Stat man.
lost
Can
2,
you get the
and then
finals?
Nuggets
So
won
what do you
2.
want? You want the Giannis version, Joker, or do you want?
Jimmy Giannis.
But talking about Miami,
So Giannis averaged 31 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists in one game versus what?
it's against Nuggets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nuggets. He only played one game against them.
They only played once. Oh, okay.
One game against them.
But did they win?
I believe so. Yeah.
Did Jokic play?
Season, new coach now. Who knows, man?
Oh no, Nuggets won.
Them still.
Nuggets 129, 106.
Did
Stand
Jokic,
by my point. I don't care what the
129, 106.
stand by my point.
did Jokic play? What was Jokic's stat line?
And Giannis played. They got bodied.
Giannis got 31 points. So it's-
Even with the 31 points. What did Jokic get?
Lopez was up.
101%.
He was though.
Bro.
I'm just guessing.
What?
yeah,
But if anything's going to trouble Jokic, it would be Brook Lopez and then.
But having said that though, like, I think Chris Middleton, I don't know if he obviously was out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So depending on how he comes back this year, they might have. You know what I mean,
Jokic put up the numbers, man. 31, 6 and 11 assists, 1 steal. You know, they battled, man. They're 2 warriors, man. They battled.
Fair
So
enough.
it's not.
Big time players.
And one thing about Giannis and one thing about Jokic is that they ain't no boys, man.
Yeah.
They ain't even. I don't want to do a whole generational thing. I don't want to do a generational thing, but they are still actually, because of their age and when they got into the league, they're still kind of part of the old school almost. Like they're like the younger version, they're like the younger of the old school, almost the older of the. I mean, however it works, like they still have that. They still have
I
the old school mentality. Like they're going at niggas. You know what I mean? Like Giannis ain't backing down from no one. Jokic ain't back, and they're not backing down from each other.
I think that also comes from their national heritage as well.
Which is fine.
Nigerian and the Serbian.
Yeah, and the Greek. And, I mean, I'll take that. I'll take
That's how they roll.
Yeah, I agree.
So-
I'll take it.
cool. He was saying,
You just don't know what they're gonna do. They won't be as good as last year.
I don't know.
Let's see if they get Dame.
I'm not entirely
That's what
talking
I'm
about
saying about
their style of play or whatever, but in terms of just getting to the final, I don't expect them to get to the
he
final.
wants to go Heat, isn't it? That's what he
But
wants.
there'll be a tough out for anybody.
So you think you don't expect them to get to the final?
No, but there'll be a tough out. There'll be a tough
That's
out.
the thing about
Whoever they
you
play.
know, every year, we all say the same thing. They ain't getting to the final.
Two out
They
of
ain't
five.
getting.
Exposure.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
What I'm saying is, I don't think they'll get to the final. I wouldn't be shocked if they got to second round, first round, or the final. Nothing would shock me.
Can't
Yeah.
count them.
I just don't expect them to get
Because
to
of
the
last
final.
season, I
Yeah.
can't count them.
Depends.
I dare another team. I just can't.
We know
I
Philly's the best.
can't see. They're not getting to the. I don't.
Okay.
Come on,
Let's say they
we
get
know
Dame.
Philly's the best.
Let's say they get Dame.
If they get them, let's
No, but they get Dame. Let's say they get Dame. Who they
But
losing?
they can't lose
Yeah,
back though.
exactly.
Who they losing?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
They're going to
They're
lose something.
they're gonna lose Tyler Hero.
Yeah, Tyler Hill's
Wow,
gone.
man, don't man.
But it can't be Dame
Take
for
Dame.
Tyler. It's got to be Dame for Tyler.
Tyler,
Like,
Why not?
Dame
No,
for
but-
Tyler.
Oh, I thought you meant
Dame for Tyler and half his squad.
Yeah,
Do you know
I
what I
thought you
mean?
meant like we're not only losing Tyler just to get
No.
That's what
They'll lose
I
Tyler.
was the other side.
They could lose Tyler. Probably Duncan.
It's a lot of shooting.
Duncan's on a lot of money.
That's a lot of shooting.
Bro,
That's a lot of
taking
money.
Dame. He's one of the best shooters in the
So
league.
the thing, it would
Couple
work out. It
picks.
could work out. It could work out.
I
That's a
mean,
lot of
couple
shooting.
picks.
What about
Yeah, it makes
he's
sense.
durable,
They want to
don't get
rebuild
injured.
anyway, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
They're going to take contracts just to take
Yeah.
them. Yeah, man.
So, all right, so that's Miami. What about Philly?
Philly's a mess.
Again, it's just one of those things where, you know, Miami, again, going back to West, Portland almost, Philly, we kind of have to wait for the chips to fall.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's aggravating. But I can't, again, with Philly, we have to figure out, not we have to, but they have to figure out what they're going to do with Harden. And Harden needs to figure out what he's going to do.
He's putting himself inside. He's spoken now, isn't it? Like he's seen to go back.
Obviously, but he's spoken, but the business speaks too.
He's going to get his fat suit on.
He's going to be a month. He's going to be a month.
Wants this guy, man. Let's be honest, man.
Which is
His
fine.
behaviour has just been.
But the business is going to speak too. So
For the
regardless of
listeners,
whether it speaks positively or negatively, it's going to speak.
For the listeners, can we just share a little bit about what we're talking about, the Harden situation?
So basically, Harden was on a promo in China, just promoting his shoes with his favorite sponsors, Adidas. And whilst he was there, with a congregation of several
Press,
hundred
media,
people,
okay.
media, press in China, he specifically said that I will not play. I will never play for a team that is run by the Philly GM. Maury. So I'll never play for Maury again. So
He's a liar.
I don't know.
That was the quote. He's a
It was
liar.
interesting.
Yeah,
It's interesting that he said that in China. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Darren Moore say some stuff about China?
Yes,
a while back?
correct.
So,
Correct.
but, I mean,
Oh no, it was a smart move. Don't get me wrong. You're again. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but your theory.
for him
is
thinking, all right,
correct.
I'm gonna get back in anyway. So
Exactly. He said that in China specifically because my man has an issue. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, because he could have said that in the
He
next
said that
country.
anyway,
It would have hit different.
Also, what's going on with the league? Didn't he take Philly off his bio or something?
Embiid?
Something like that, yeah.
Listen, I wouldn't be surprised
I'm
if
not-
that guy wants out of there in a year or so.
Embiid or
And we took Philly off his bike.
I don't know.
Something like that at the time.
I don't know.
I could be mistaken, but I heard
if-
something.
I
I'll have to
think-
double check that.
Yeah.
I think Philly.
It wouldn't shock me.
I think Philly will let everyone go before they let Embiid go.
Like
They
talent
will
like that,
fight tooth and nail to not let
Yeah,
him
but
go.
you have to, when you have such a talent like Embiid, you have to do everything you can
For sure.
to ensure
they tried though.
that they have winning pieces around.
They
For
tried.
sure. They have tried.
You got
They
two
tried.
you got two guys on big contracts that need to get shifted for Dame.
Dave said he's only wants Miami. He said if you send us somewhere else, he wants Miami.
They're not going to.
Yeah.
That's going to diminish. That's going to diminish.
his value.
You don't have an
He's going
object.
to diminish his value, but it's also going to diminish. Well, yeah, his value for the
Yeah.
most part, because again, like you saying, well, I only want to go. Like, what does that do? Like, it just puts the league.
Puts Portland in a really
Exactly.
tough situation. Puts Miami in
I think Portland should do the best business for themselves and
just cut ties.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Alright.
yeah.
That's Philly. So who else? Cavs.
See Celtics.
I don't want
Got to talk about the Knicks, isn't it?
Celtics.
You have to talk about the Knicks.
So we have to talk about fucking Knicks.
Once in a damn man, innit?
All right. Let's go with Celtics.
It's a big year for my
No,
guy
Chris
JT.
got a win.
is going to listen to this and think,
JT.
They
fuck is talking about Knicks and I'm not here.
The Celtics have to win, and I'm not saying nothing goes on the top.
What
Celtics
did they
what?
shoot?
They just have to win.
Yeah, that's true.
They
Yeah.
just have to win.
Again, they're another
They're not
team.
going-
They're another team that have
You
to
can't say
win
that.
this shit.
I
They're
don't
not
think
going
so.
to.
I'm gonna tell you why. I think
Why?
because Jalen Brown and JT.
Wait, hold
Wait,
on.
hold on. Jalen Brown
No,
and
you're right.
JT
Yeah,
are
they don't have to win this shit.
they're in a different position to claw.
I don't think
beat
they
you.
have to win. Yeah, you're
They're
right.
like 6, 7, 8 years younger. They're still figuring out their ways around the league.
Still,
Hold on a sec.
Yeah,
And
because they're 26, 20, 24.
20, I think 26, 25. Yeah, somewhere around that
Something
time.
like that. 26, 25, 26.
With respect to them, last year wasn't a great year for them. The way they flamed out in the manner they flamed out against the Heat. But I think
They get swept.
no, they get swept. JT and JB they get swept. No, they get swept.
They didn't get the
They get
it's
swept.
time for them to win, man. They're still not beating
Are
around.
you sure they want
The
the
East,
gentlemen?
it's not like there's a lot of competition in the East.
It's not about competition in the East. It's about competition around the league. That's what it's about. Okay, in the East, it's not.
Yeah.
In the East, okay, maybe it's not as tough as out West, but around the league, it's not easy just to win. Players around 25, 26 don't just wake up and start winning in the NBA. That's not how it goes. It takes a few years, it takes a few rough rides.
They've had a few years.
They've had a few years.
But remember, Jason Tate came into the league and started getting to finals.
It took.
So
It took.
it's growing pains. It's growing pains.
You have the experience.
He has experience. What I'm saying is, they've now changed. They've changed their setup again. They've just lost their point guard, their starting point guard. think they're going to bump up Brogdon to the number one. Porzingis has now come in. Not sure how that's going to work out.
That's an
Okay, you
interesting
don't keep
thing.
saying this,
Yeah.
but we saw this with OKC. At some point, you have to get over the hill. The NBA moves
True.
fast.
Yeah, true.
That's not
Remember,
fast.
remember,
That's not fast, and they're still
the likes
young.
of Jordan, it took him 7 years to win the field.
Takes time.
It took Giannis Myman how many years?
Yeah, it takes
It takes time.
These
It takes
things,
time.
there's science behind it.
I heard
But
that.
also,
Steph as well,
also,
So 2 guys on Supermax. So how much? That's going to eat up the roster.
I think it's a year and a half. I think it's 2 years they have.
This is the issue. OKC had too many men that deserve Supermaxes or maxes, and they can't accommodate everybody.
No agenda against the Celtics. I see it. It's fine. But
It's not an agenda.
No issue
I'm just saying
with
they've
Dennis
got to win.
Celtics.
I'm just saying they have
and
to win.
JB will be fine. I feel like everybody jumps on it. Yeah, you have to win. You have to win. You have to win. Give these guys a chance. I think now. I think now we're gonna see
the
them.
reason why I feel like they have to win is that we've got to look at what competition that they have in their way. Like we spoke about Claw and Paul George winning in the West, yeah, and that's you know, when I think about it, I was absolutely right. They've been in the league for how many years, bro? Like what? Claw came in like what was it?
Claw's got rings.
He's
He's got I'm talking about Clippers, yeah. Back to back, not back to back, 2 finals MVPs got rings, yeah, cool. But George Paul has to win. As Cole said. George Paul, he has to win. He has to win. But Clippers as an organisation. But what he's like, he's like, he has to win. He's George Paul until he wins. When he wins, I'll change it back to Paul George.
PG proper guy, man.
But what I'm saying, yeah.
He needs to stop calling himself playoff P now.
Yeah.
Podcast.
What I'm saying though is that when you look at what Amps is saying, when you look at like the competition in the East and you see like how many years they've been consistently getting into that position, they have to win, man. They really do. They really have to win.
In my opinion, and shoot me down, but in my opinion, there's no other team in the NBA that have to win next season other than the Clippers. They have to win. Like think about it. If we think about every
This is the last
So we're talking about the most pressure.
yeah, the most pressure. There's no other team with the most pressure because think about it. Who's got pressure? Do Nuggets have pressure? Well, not necessarily. They are a small market team who won big, right? They don't have to repeat, right? They really should, but they don't have to. They won. Okay. Is there any pressure on the Timberwolves? No. Is there any pressure on the Suns? Okay.
Yeah.
I might say
That's pressure.
It's fine.
There was
Fine.
pressure.
Yeah, Suns. Fine. I won't argue that.
Clippers, Celtics.
All right. So bear with me.
Let him finish.
The Kings don't have to win. The Warriors really don't have to win. CP3, they want to win for CP3, but win that's an asterisk. Fair enough. Grizzlies don't have to. Lakers, because they're the Lakers, they're always going to want to, you know what I mean? Because
LeBron and AD got chips.
But really and truly, they don't necessarily have to win. Out of the West, it is the Suns and Clippers. For me personally, right, although the Suns have made those great moves, and I won't necessarily argue against the Suns having to win, but in my opinion, I believe because of what's happened in the last how many years with low management and Clippers and blah 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 blah, with this new rule that's come in, the Clippers have to win.
The Suns got more pressure, in my
The
opinion.
Clippers have.
There's more pressure on the Suns.
I think
Don't matter.
No, you know what it is?
New roster.
Don't matter. They just had half a season.
I won't argue against.
Guys, let's be honest.
Come on, man.
You know what
I
it is?
won't argue against.
They had 1
When you
year
have
and
a
then
big
next year they
three,
won. Back to back.
1 year.
Bro, the Suns, you think half a year in it? Bro, half a year is
They just changed it again. They just changed everything again.
Suns have
Randy Bruce come in one time.
Yeah, they have to
All these guys have just come in.
Suns have to win, bro.
Nah.
Oh, you're trying to take the pressure. Oh, I wanted him to, bro.
All I'm saying is this: when you have a big three, it's must win.
True.
That is the rules. We
That
all
is-
know that's the
when you got a big
rules.
three,
If
that's
you
a
have a
problem.
big three,
Who said that's the rules though? What rules is
what
that?
big
No,
three team have you expected them to
I
win?
know what Amps is doing here, and I'm not even going to decide what Amps is doing.
Obviously, because it's KD there. He knows. He knows.
A big three is expected to win, but all big threes don't.
Don't. That's
They
not.
don't.
They don't have to.
You don't?
But there's expectations.
Except that,
I'm saying in the pecking order, there's things they've got to figure out.
Wait, don't tell me Shaq. Don't say Shaq, Kobe, and Carmelo.
That's
That wasn't a big three, bro.
They got
Oh no, that
And that was a big four, in fact. They had Gary
Gary
Payton.
Payton was on the squad.
I don't count. I can't
Yeah,
count
them
that.
men were on their way out.
Some man were on their way out.
Bad season.
What big three hasn't won?
Yeah,
That's it.
it's
I
true
know
that-
there's been many. There's been several big things. I think.
In the
I
mod,
can't think.
I'm saying modern
I
era. I
Modern
can't
era,
think of any
think
big
of
three
some,
that hasn't
but
won.
there have been a couple. There have been.
Just the
No,
Nets,
let's,
isn't it?
no, but let's run through it though. Like big three.
But they weren't
I
together.
don't think that any big threes
The
that
Nets.
have been put together
Can you say-
haven't
can you
won.
say the Nets?
They hardly play. They play like
They didn't play- yeah,
18 games.
Yeah, no, I don't really think you count the Nets as a big three.
Yeah.
The Nets. What are you talking about?
And,
What we've
when
got?
we stopped by Brooklyn.
Kyrie, KD, and Harden.
And Harden. I don't count as a big three. You didn't play. They didn't play together.
No, because
Yeah.
they're big three.
Yeah.
But they say they didn't play enough games.
They didn't play
That's
enough
it.
games. So I won't count.
Does not sound
Yeah.
really accessible.
But before I just want to
You said
carry
about the team.
on the East Cavs.
I like the Cavs.
Cavs are cute.
I think they're good. They got
Yeah.
more stuff. I don't think they'll be.
Listen, man, hey, yo, we had this
They've been
discussion
really
last
changing.
year.
They're cute.
Talk about the Bulls, man.
No, please
they
don't.
can't-
Let's get there. Let's get there.
No, we ain't.
No,
I will say so many pause.
Let's start.
I will say so many pause references and whatnot.
Let's start
Let's
from
make it brief,
Lonzo.
though. Let's
Let's
Don't
start from
don't
Lonzo.
rub me up the wrong way.
Let's talk about. Let's talk about the Bulls.
You're rubbing me up the wrong
He's
way.
not bad.
Hit him.
No, Let's not. I'm not. I know. But let's not talk about what his injuries really means for the Bulls. Yeah, having that. How many years he's got left in his contract?
I think 2.
What is that?
For a whole year.
Having him out for a whole year. Yeah. I think he'll be back this year.
No,
Or is it official that he's definitely not back? the whole
Definitely not
season?
back.
Not bad this year.
I understand, but he's standing up.
Well, no,
Man's doing the one leg thing.
regardless of whether it's standing up, there's also a thing about mobility actually in the game. Game mobility. Game mobility is
direction.
different.
So,
Exactly.
are we
Game
talking about
mobility.
calendar year or season?
Season.
He's not back this season.
No,
Not back,
he's
no.
done. He's done for the season.
What does that roster that not having him in
They
the
got
roster?
two big clubs on their squad.
I mean, technically we do have. Technically, if we're just talking about a technical and things they've achieved, accomplishments, technically we do have 2 big dogs on the team. But those big dogs do what? Those big dogs do what? Like again,
It's mid-range and stand up.
I love Levine. I love Levine. I love
You want mid-range and stand up?
I love DeMarcus, right? No, but together, right now on our team, it's not.
Who's your point guard again?
Well, we don't really know for the most part, but for the most part, it could be JaVale Carter. You know what I mean? Because the Carter who we've just signed, who signed over the summer. But he's not an out and out point guard like that. He's not an out and out point guard like that. So who's gonna run? We don't know. I'm so frustrated with us. I kind of.
Vukovic is
I'm trying to.
He's still there.
I'm trying to be patient with our GM and our president, especially Mark Eversley. I'm trying to be patient, but I don't understand what they're doing.
Okay,
Because-
put yourself in the GM shoes. Yeah, what kind of moves do you think you'd be looking to make?
Well, to be honest with you, it's like when you look at last season, it's like, okay, well, did we improve last season? And where did we improve? If not, then where did we?
They went to play. They was in the play.
No.
Playing.
Yeah, playing.
Remember, they got hurt up by
Playing.
Miami.
Yeah, we popped like. Yeah.
They were up as well.
Literally. I mean, slapped in the mouth. What can I do? I can't argue against it. You know what I mean? It's frustrating for me personally. What aggravated me was it felt like basically we needed some kind of fresh injection of something, some kind of move that kind of broke from last season, and we didn't do that.
I agree.
You know, I don't know whether it would be to get rid of Vooch or whether it would have been to split up Levine and DeMarcus. I'm not entirely sure, but those 3 together evidently aren't working. Don't get sorry, tell lie. Those 3 together without Lonzo don't work.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, or without a point
You
guard.
need someone to set the table.
That is
Actually, need someone like Roger
Exactly.
Rondo.
What happened to
Like that.
Caruso?
Big one.
Caruso.
Still on the
Oh,
squad.
he's still there. Yeah, he's fine. He's still there, but he's still.
So he comes off the bench sometimes.
Yeah, he comes up bench. He comes off bench. Yeah.
What about, is it Dosuma?
I would assume
Dosuma.
he last season he took like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. But again, it was his second year. He's young. It's his second year. So although he played all those years in college, it's still his second year.
How many
So-
did you in college? 3?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, where you're kind of expecting a lot rookies to kind of almost have that down year, but kind of take the uptick the third season.
Everybody improved 5%,
Exactly.
and then you're a lot better.
Because it happens
Yeah.
a lot, you know. So this season, we're expecting him to kind of take the next step now, especially with Patrick Williams, who, although he has shown great flashes, hasn't been the player that we need him to be in his role. You know what I'm saying? But he has shown flashes. He shot 41% last season from 3. He is a serviceable 3-and-D, but he needs to be better. He needs to be almost. We need to almost forget he's there, so other guys, so our other players can actually thrive. Because you know what I mean. And really, when I say forget he's there, is that the reason why we bring him up is because he's not hitting those shots in the right game at the right time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
big game, big moment.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, he is defending. Every night he's defending. He's tasked with defending the best player. He defends Bron. He defends Giannis. He defends the best player for the most part on the opposing side. But we just need more consistency from him. You know, I don't know what we're gonna do this season. I really don't know. I think we're gonna be meddling.
Yeah.
I don't. We have to do something, man. Yeah, we have to do something.
Should you make the playoffs?
It's just a bit
Do
stable.
I think we'll make the playoffs?
Playing.
No.
Playing.
Playing.
I think we will battle for the play-in. I don't know if we make the playoffs.
That's it.
It'll be the Bulls and Charlotte and ATL and
New York.
Before we move on from the season preview, I want to go around and ask who you lot think is actually going to win. I'll start with you.
This
Oh,
This
man.
season.
Um,
If you had to pick one team
Right now. Like,
Right
man,
now.
we're in September.
yeah, I know.
All right.
But if you had to pick one team right now,
Okay.
someone else go. You
go
got
up to the season to
it's not. If you were to pick one team right now,
Someone else go. I will give you my answer. Give me my answer.
right now. You
Bear
go with the Nuggets, man. Jokic is on the tear.
See, I was gonna say
Go with
that.
the Nuggets.
I was gonna say that.
Lakers.
I'm actually so disingenuous. Yeah.
it's back, you know. He's playing chess, but anyway, all right, cool.
You got Fames going like. Shout out to Fames. Nah, Suns, man. Suns. Yeah. I said. I said what I said. Suns.
Hopefully, KD makes me eat humble pie.
I'm gonna go with Denver.
I say
I'm
Phoenix.
gonna go with Denver.
There's only one team I can go
Lakers, you
with.
going Golden State.
I have to go with Golden State.
Mm.
I have to.
I'm gonna go with Denver.
I will go with Golden
Sure,
State.
the only difference in everything that we've all said is that with the Nuggets, we've seen us they backed up. They just won the chip. Golden State 4-time champions, and obviously they got the king over here. My argument is like everyone's probably looking at me like, "What's your argument, bro?"
Mhm.
They haven't. The Bills hasn't played a single game. What's it going to look like? Them
Yeah.
free matchup. My thing is, like KD, is a motherfucking beast. Yeah.
I think
And
it's gonna be KD, but
Yeah.
will they match?
will they mesh? That's a good question. But in my opinion, they're gonna go as far as the finals.
KD.
They're gonna go as far as the finals.
That-
You might be
that-
like,
No, hold on, wait.
I just said,
Wait,
yeah.
hold on.
That-
I
hold on.
just said,
Wait.
Mavs are getting to the finals.
So,
So how is Suns and Mavs? Kyrie and KD, baby. Kyrie, let me land. Kyrie and KD are gonna be in the finals. You might are gonna watch back this clip like, raw, deep way was drinking smack. That watch.
So we can put that on the wall.
No. I'm just talking. Like, obviously, in an ideal world, those are my two favorite players, isn't it? Like,
Which is
it's
fair.
not realistic. We ain't gonna see. I don't think we're gonna see Mavs in the finals. But I just feel like there's something about them that it's gonna be real different this season. Do you get what I'm saying? The Suns, they got loads of talent on their team. Do you
See,
know
star players.
Star quality.
Star players get you to the finals. In my opinion, good role players win championships. In my opinion,
Agreed.
and I don't personally. I don't care for the likes of. I mean, sorry, I'm being facetious. When I say I don't care for the likes of Beal and Booker,
Shut up,
KD, and Aiden, when I say I don't care for them, obviously I do. The point I'm trying to make is that who else is going to be there? Who else is going to back them up?
What good as
Because-
squad players?
Exactly.
Be Sean
Because-
flash his hair in there.
Exactly, because
He's
Booker
gonna pick up.
has to sit down at some point after some rest. KD has to rest at some point. Aiden has to rest.
We'll work out the
Bill
rotation.
has to rest.
They'll play 60
Like-
games.
They all need to
Work out the
stay healthy.
rotation.
Yeah, they all need to stay healthy. But again, who's going to back them up? Who's gonna make the right?
Let me see their roster.
You got Eric,
What's the roster?
Eric
Bobo,
Gordon.
they got Bobo.
Got Bobo, Eric Gordon, Damian Lee is a good footballer.
Have you man seen Gilbert Arenas' clip on Bobo?
Yeah.
Gilbert Arenas on what? On
You see
Bobo.
the clip here? Is that what
He's
you
taking,
expect from Bobo?
he's taking liberties.
Absolutely.
No, Gilbert Arenas took the piss on that.
Yeah.
He took liberties, man. He took that. Come on, respect Bobo, man. But they said Bobo had a bit of an attitude, though. He didn't want
Yes,
to. He didn't want to work out for
but
certain teams.
he was. I mean, Bobo has an
He didn't even get drafted.
almost an Italian attitude. Did you watch the draft? That the year he was he
When he
came
comes
in.
in the Spider-Man outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think it was you, myself, Dom, and someone else. Anyway, you saw him.
Yeah.
There's a level of entitlement. I mean, he's out here fucking.
He's a
porn
fucking.
stars.
He's a.
They all do that, though.
They're all doing that though, bro.
I understand.
They're all,
What is it with
they're-
that generation?
they're all
bro?
doing that.
He's a great player.
What is it with that generation, bro?
They got all that time off work,
listen,
and that's what it's about.
Right,
Everyone else is at work.
I love my generation, bro. I got grey hair,
Can
bro.
I just say something, yeah? We can sit here, yeah, and we say this about football as well, yeah. Like, what's wrong with these man doing what they do with porn stars? Obviously, that's not my thing. I'm a married man and whatnot, but just gonna put that disclaimer out there. But if you think about it, yeah, when you're like 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, yeah, and you're getting millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I can't remember who was saying. I think it was Gilbert Arenas on that one of the podcasts saying like NBA players. People don't understand like they ain't got fuck all to do in their downtime.
True, yeah.
They ain't got fuck all to do in their
actually
downtime. Is like
Yeah.
they're twiddling their thumbs. They're
Yeah.
playing FIFA. How much FIFA are you gonna play?
Because he was saying that the lady, the women that have the 9 to 5, right? They come out of work at 5 after 5.
Yeah.
These men come out of work. I mean, I've worked in the industry, so these men come out of work 2, 3 in the afternoon.
Exactly. That's
I mean,
true.
I
So yeah, that's the He was saying those are the people that they meet. That's true. Was that the Gilbert Arenas?
Yeah, it
podcast?
was.
I hear that, but at least go and get the porn star from Brazil that wants me.
Alright, we got edit that out.
Let's
edit that
move
out.
on. Let's move on.
I agree.
But I just want to say one thing on the Suns. My issue with the Suns is I'm interested to see KD's effect on Bobo, because that should be his perfect teacher.
Agree.
But also, it's
Absolutely.
the mentality now of KD. When you get to the playoffs now, Booker's doing his thing, you defend the Booker. So I think sometimes KD, that you might have to go back to old scoring champ KD in certain instances when it's not, and just take over the game.
Oh yeah, for that. But KD's
So that's my issue. That's my
absolutely.
issue. Yeah, but he's acting like he's not him. That's why I'm disappointed.
What do you mean?
That's why I'm disappointed in KD.
What do you mean?
Sometimes he acts like he's not him.
Oh,
Like,
really?
no,
Man,
no,
that-
no,
that-
no,
that-
I
Like the sweep against the Celtics, it took you to the fourth game to start just throwing up shots.
No, I think
Like,
no.
I
I
know,
disagree.
sometimes it's down the shield. Even if
I
you die, it's
disrespect-
down the shield.
I disrespect. I'm not for disrespect. I disagree with that. I think the Celtics did a great job defending him. I think
He
Ime
did.
they scouted him. They absolutely scouted that game.
Talking Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
they. I thought that was masterclass. Excellent. I'm a defensive guy, so my entertainment is on the defensive end.
Yeah, big
You know what I mean? That was excellent. I love.
But can we just be like, let's not like act and say like, let's not act like those games were very, very close. Every single there was no room for garbage time in any of them games.
No, true.
Literally,
It's true.
they were very close
But
games.
I do wanna move on from the scene.
Yeah, no, let's go.
Yeah, true. So obviously you all heard what an athlete had to say about NBA champions.
Oh, right.
Calling themselves
Yeah.
world champions.
Mm.
Now, if you were to ask my take on it, I don't think an NBA champion is a world champion. Simply put, it's a domestic league. It's a domestic game. But in the argument, what Dame came out and said, you pick the NBA champions right now, put them in any league, in any country, any basketball league in any country, and they beat everybody.
It's a stupid.
Is that a mathematical statistic?
It's a stupid argument.
That's cap.
But yeah, go on.
That's cap.
I'll give my point later.
But I don't believe NBA champions are world
Rest in
champions.
peace. Take off. Cap.
But I do think if you take the Denver Nuggets and you throw them into the Denver Nuggets, as they were constructed.
What we
when they
playing?
won.
What we playing?
Are we playing Eurostar ball?
Well, okay.
Are we playing
No,
NBA?
that's
exactly what I'm
it's-
comparing.
there's no even Euro stuff. Are we playing international rules or are we playing NBA rules?
Indoors.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And that's why I said the games
That's
don't
cap,
happen because they have
that's
different
cap.
rules.
That
They
is
have different
cap.
rules, so you can't.
You saw
can't say the world
the
champion.
whole world saw how these how the Americans struggle to understand international rules, right? In the World Cup, right? The point of the matter is that again we are now in an age where we are taking on Americanisms and falling for Americanisms and falling for just really low IQ explanation. I'm being very honest.
I hear you.
This is what
know that.
aggravates me about this whole argument is the low IQ of it.
As I said,
Because at the end of the day, what the Americans are doing, they're making up bullshit just to suit their ego.
I agree with you, and as I said, I don't believe NBA champions are world champions. However, when you talked about Team USA at the FIBA, let's be real here. The team that Team USA took to the FIBA.
Nobody's trying to hear that, bro.
No, wait, stop,
Bro,
stop.
Nobody's trying to hear that, bro.
You're not
Listen,
telling-
listen.
you're not-
Basketball
wait.
is a team sport.
I hear
It doesn't matter. Forget the NBA. Forget the
Nobody's
NBA.
trying to hear
The
that.
NBA is just they decided themselves. We're not listening to you.
Okay, let's forget that.
Forget. Let me ask one
Basketball is
question.
actually a team sport.
Let me ask
It's not an individual sport.
Let me ask one question.
NBA is an
What
individual.
rules are played at the Olympics? What rules? Is it international or NBA?
International.
Who are the Olympic champions?
Regardless.
Who are the Olympic champions?
They didn't. It wasn't an easy ride to get there.
That's not the question I asked.
That's not the easy.
That's not the question I asked. Who are the Olympic champions?
America's a USA. Listen,
USA.
let me just say.
Nobody is complaining that the Olympic champions are the Olympic champions. Even when there's Olympic champions,
Exactly.
there's another world champion.
Correct.
Yeah,
Olympic
exactly.
champions-
Exactly.
But the point
The world champions are
the point I'm going to make is that Team USA do not take the FIBA World Cup seriously.
And this is the problem.
Okay, but if
This
they,
is
if
the
they
problem.
put
Do you
LeBron,
wait? Bear
Steph,
with me. Bear with me.
Draymond,
Do you know the Olympic is almost technically FIBA as well because they play FIBA. They play international games.
I hear
So
that.
they're gonna have to.
I
I
hear
mean,
that.
the point remains is the issue isn't the NBA. The issue is FIBA, and I'm going to bite my tongue. I'm gonna bite my tongue.
All right.
I'm gonna bite my tongue. But I'm gonna ask you to cut that out as well. But the issue is the fact that the NBA have been allowed to almost pretty much disrespect international competition because not only do they not take the World Cup seriously, they don't take the America's Cup seriously. What's the America's Cup? The America's Cup is basically is what the Eurobasket is what Afrobasket is. It is all the teams, all the national nations in the Americas playing in their own regional competition. They don't take that seriously. They send G League players to that.
The reason why, and let me just let
me finish. So they take G League players. They put G League players in that competition, regardless of when that competition is played. They put G League players in the league. Regardless, they don't even go to the Euro League and grab Euro League players, American Euro League players for the America's Cup, which is weird in itself, right? The point remains is we're falling for silly, low IQ Americanism and explanation. We don't need to. We all know what a world champion is. Here, case in point, right? Every other NBA player that has an opinion about this says this. Oh well, we got all the players from all the best from all the. That's low grade, right? This is the point. This is the problem, right?
When Stephen A got into that argument, I was like, "Yo,
me.
Stephen A,
That's
embarrassing, man."
Bear with me, right? This is an issue. There's a bunch of nationalities that play in their rubbish MLS league, right? There's those MLS players, Major League Soccer, will never call themselves world championship football, right? In the Premiership, there's a bunch of nationalities. Pretty much, the Premiership is the best domestic.
It's the best league in the world.
That La Liga, whatever, right? No one says that they're the best in the world, right? We all know. Everyone outside of America understands what the world champion is. It doesn't matter what sport. It could be tennis. It could be hockey. It could be handball. It doesn't matter. everyone understands what a world champion is not a team that plays in a domestic league with a bunch of players from around the world. That doesn't make sense.
Let's get into the why that they pull their leagues or their winning world.
It's ego.
It's not even just ego. It's them attempting to protect their league. And what they're trying to do here is that they're trying to diminish other leagues. So that, remember, you got to think about the revenue that the NBA makes. Why is it like, if we look at other sports, other major sports, we look at football, it's a global game. No one, the FA, the closest thing to protecting the game is what the Premier League have with the FA. Like not having to call it the English FA. Football side England. But it's mad, the fact that they call it, what I'm saying is that that's the closest thing to protecting the sport in its natural. No other sport tries to protect their sport like the NBA. And what's the reasons behind it? It's the finances that comes from it. If they have a league nearly as close as what the NBA has, there's gonna be a problem for the NBA. If another league is able to generate as much income, as much finances as the NBA, that's a problem for them. They don't want no competition. So as far as they're concerned, and it's the same with the NFL. That's what they call themselves. Oh, is it Major League Baseball? Everything
NFL,
they call themselves world champions. So I think, in my opinion, that's sort of what I look at. That's why they call themselves world champions. Having said that, the arguments that they come up with, saying, "Oh, but we have all these players in the world," it doesn't make any sense because best players in the world you're missing the argument. You're missing the point that Noah Lyles made. You can't have a domestic league that calls itself world champions when you're not competing against other leagues and other competitions in the world.
You can have
irrespective, whether you think your league is the best or not. You only attract the best players because you pay the most people. Don't get it twisted. There are players, like if Giannis stayed in Greece, and you really dig deep, you find the players, it can be developed to a stage where like players will compete. Like I'm talking about go hard. Do you get what I'm saying?
Why didn't Giannis stay in Greece?
It's money, bro.
But the best.
It's money, bro. It's finances. Let's not get twisted. The players that play in the NBA play there because no other league would give them half the P they're making in the NBA.
Yeah, I think that's a disservice to players. Competitors. Go where the competition is highest.
Don't get me wrong.
That's it.
Listen. Don't get me wrong. No one is saying
in the NBA.
No one is saying
money regardless of what.
No one is saying.
I think you should let Am speak though, because he's the only one that's dead on 4. You wanted to keep
one second. Before you get to it, no one is saying about the NBA not being the best league, because it is. It is. The point remains is how do you describe what a world champion is? A world champion has to play people in other countries. Has to play other countries. It is not something that is domestic. It can't be, because then you change the definition. You change the definition. You cannot. We're talking about define it.
Look, the NBA can call their thing whatever the hell they want to call it. Really, truly. I think my thing was that Noah Lyles, for the sprinting champion he is in his sport, up until that point was relatively unknown. If you're a casual to athletics, you wouldn't even know that. Right? Up until he said that, he gained traction. Yeah, so he said an outlandish comment, which no one really cared about up until that point. Who really cared about it? Who really thought about it?
Cared about it when he won. But he just won the 100 meters.
No. What I'm saying is, who cared about the NBA calling themselves world champions up before that point?
But we spoke.
Everyone.
Who cared?
A lot of people said in the WhatsApp group. No one cared because no one was saying it.
And no one discussed it. Yeah.
No, that's incorrect.
Okay, Gripovich, one or two other people.
It may not have been.
How big of a stretch was that?
It may not have been relevant. Like Noah Lyles made it relevant, but it has been a topic that they've spoken about.
Yeah, he said it. He was able to do it at a point where he was able to get the biggest traction from it, the biggest recognition from the comment. Therefore, people now going to check out who this guy is, blah, 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 blah. The bottom line is, if he doesn't say that, no one really cares. We wouldn't even be discussing it right now. If we discuss it, but when basketball, no one cares.
I see absolutely.
You understand? No one really cares.
But does that diminish?
It doesn't diminish the point.
It doesn't.
The definition is fine. The definition, we're correct on the definition. The definition is fine. My point is, it was more of a strategic move on his part to say something like that to get to. But in his sport, go check in his sport. Who is he?
Do you think he said that to get traction?
Yeah, absolutely.
But he just won 100 meters and a 200 meters.
Yeah,
And traction and sprinting. Who is he?
Yeah, but
Bro,
to answer
Within sprinting, who is he?
his point, if you're a casual,
If you're a casual to athletics,
So so you man are saying a man that just won 100 meters, 200 meters, wanted more fame here than he had already got.
I believe so because
Marathon fame,
athletics
and
give you
he thought,
chaos.
He didn't have no fame.
let me give you some facts about my
He's
sport.
not famous. He wasn't famous.
Like anyone that when you say won his first 100 meters, yeah,
world
Well, he wasn't-
record.
bro, when his first 100 meters,
But you're missing my
championship-
point.
No, my point I was saying is that
I
with
understand your
athletics,
point.
with athletics, when he won his first 100 meters, was he famous straight away?
His first
Yes.
world
Present.
I didn't say world record.
No,
I
I'm
said
asking you a question.
His first 100 meters
His
wasn't a world
first
record.
world global
His
title.
first 100 meters was not a world record.
You mean his first global title?
Usain Bolt.
Global title.
His first
one.
100 meters,
Olympics.
not Olympics. I'm talking about his first
But that was it.
Bro, are you missing what I'm saying?
No, you
Man have been known about Usain Bolt from he was 17 before he's even.
I'm understanding what
Because you're not a casual.
Yeah,
No,
because
I am a
you know
casual.
athletics.
I am a casual.
It's athletics.
I am a casual. Yes, I'm a casual.
But you're Caribbean, bro.
I'm not.
You're Caribbean,
I'm
bro.
not.
I don't care about nothing
But
about
you see, that's how you know who Usain Bolt is. But you know who Usain Bolt is.
Man, I've heard of you hear when you got special sprinters, you hear about them.
Why was he
I
special
know
to
who Noah
that
Lyles is. I believe Noah Lyles is specialised in 200 over 100.
Yes,
And I believe he was at the last Olympics as a 17-year-old or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm aware of him by name.
There you go.
So some of these guys, Mark Lewis Francis, some of these guys are so special at such a young age.
You respect
that you hear about them.
You're not a casual. You're not a casual, bro.
Yeah, but what I'm saying about compared to if you compare Noah Lyles to Usain, but if Usain Bolt walks down the street,
You know,
we know Usain. No,
Yeah.
How long
Fuck
after
this
though?
guy.
Sorry.
Are you talking about after his first chapter? Like, brother, how long after?
race.
Gentlemen,
Once you see Usain Bolt once, you
Gentlemen.
know who that man.
gentlemen. Once again, we're moving away. We're digressing.
Yeah,
We're diminishing. Noah's point. You're
I'm not
diminishing.
No.
Because you are because
I
I
didn't
don't
diminish it, but I said
No,
the definition.
the reason why
I
is
said
because
him saying it
you've
was.
spoken about everything around him, like who would he be or who is he?
Yeah, because
because
that was for him. That was the rewards. That's the rewards.
We know Kai Richards is more than him.
Because at the end of the day, listen. At the end of the day, there's someone that just walked past this building. You don't know who that person is. You don't know whether they're male, female, white, black, Asian, whatever. Right? Regardless of what industry they work in. If they say the same thing, the question is who are they? But regardless of whether who are they or what they've accomplished, the point still remains. The fact still remains that an NBA champion is not a technically is not a
I had no issue with the definition. I had the timing. I feel like the timing of him saying it and where he said it was for greater rewards, for greater gains. And now we see
this guy.
But you're focusing on the wrong thing, though.
Where else
Abs,
was
you know?
No, because I said definition.
No, but what I'm saying to you is that you can't say because remember the focus is his point right? Let's take away why he
The
said it.
definition of
Yeah,
world champions.
him saying that.
Yeah, NBA world champion is not a
So
world
he's
champion. I have no issue with that.
Okay, no. So he's right.
Is he right?
He's right. I'm just saying he has no issue with it. Yeah, I was like,
Is he right?
is he right? It was wrong.
NBA champions are not world champions.
But we don't understand the definition of a world champion is you need to play competition around the world, or we have to be
Against
So we're the same page. Yeah, we're the same page. You're saying that his motivation around saying.
I think his motivation around saying it in the way he said it at the timing, just after winning the gold medal, I feel like that was more for him. Then said something now, a bit more.
It's good branding.
Right.
You can't hate the player.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I don't have issues
And he backed
with
up
doing
with
it, but
goals.
there's reasons why people do things, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he said it after he won, not before. You
there
understand?
you go, my guess.
That's
What I'm saying is, what does NBA stand for?
That's the basketball association.
If it's a national league, how you world champions?
All right,
That's what I'm saying.
I think
Bro, you know what? And with that said,
After that, I got them.
Yo, Ash, you know what? Yo, guys, you know what? Yo, with that said, Ash, with that said, let's move on.
But I want to say everyone.
let's
complicated.
move on.
Yo, we're all going around in circles, yeah?
It's called
Yo.
National Basketball Association.
That's it.
Why are we talking?
I'm an
All
overthinker.
right,
boy.
cool. Let's move on. Obviously, the season is about to start. We know that the big man, the king, is entering his 21st season. Props to him, man.
Who's that? CP3?
That's a
I
disrespect.
said the king. Don't disrespect. Don't disrespect the king.
Yeah, one time for Faves.
CP3's the point guard.
One time for Faves, man.
Don't. Why are we doing this? I said the king. You know the king.
Oh, sorry, my man. As I'm a call from Gilbert Arenas.
Anyway, you know what? I'm not going to entertain you. We're talking about the king, right? We know he's
From
entering.
Gilbert Arenas thing.
He's entering. The king entering his 21st season. What's the expectations of him for this year? Like, I will stop. I think he's got to a stage now where he needs to take a back seat and let someone else drive. I don't think if you're looking for the king to be the main driver of that team, the Lakers,
It's not gonna happen, bro.
yeah, it's a problem.
That's
It's
a
a problem.
slowing down, you know.
That's
I mean, okay, LeBron is what 25 points per game average. He might drop off a little bit. Yeah, assists might drop a little bit. Rebounds might drop off a little bit, but I don't see a massive drop off. I don't see LeBron going from around the 25, 26 to 16 points per game.
No.
You understand? So I feel like, you know, we're watching a player, an athlete, and you can look at it across any sport at any time in history. An athlete his peak has been so long. It might not be the highest peak. It's just a very long peak. It's what was that?
LeBron don't have a peak. He just got a board.
It's been like
that guy in the Himalayas.
yeah, second year from Cavs to like now, maybe just a slight tail off now recently in the last few years. But
Has he
he
tailed
just
off? I don't think.
Yeah,
but, I mean,
injuries.
injuries.
But has he tailed off though? Because
It's
like
not
we
It's
said,
not as durable.
yeah, he got
It's
injured,
not as durable. Yeah.
but then when he came back, the leg,
You know,
the
it's
shot.
LeBron, yeah, it's not his individual stats that waver. It's the amount he can carry.
Yeah,
his hands.
yeah. That's
and
true.
obviously, and then it's the defensive side is probably tailed off.
He has to take
Anything
a
on,
backseat
anything
somewhere.
on the ball or offensively,
He's still
he can just use his brain to pick the smart
Yeah,
situations.
he's
and
still-
the best out of it.
he's still up there with the top.
Still higher.
He's like a player. I understand. Like he has to slow. Obviously, he can't. He hasn't got that burst and pace. He's still kind of.
He's
At
still
moments where he's like-
he can still.
Wait, are we gonna ignore what was going on with Randy Mims, or are we just gonna like skirt over that conversation around like?
I don't care about none of that, man.
Randy,
It's an interesting conversation.
The
Bro.
amount that
Give me hit.
It's an interesting conversation.
The Dolphin.
So,
Allegations.
well, it's his
Allegations.
allegations.
I'm not accusing anyone, but I'm not gonna lie. I read that and I was thinking to myself,
Listen,
bro,
It's
it's interesting.
But with a dirty test, and then we can talk about it. Until there's a dirty test, I don't want to hear
It does, to be honest with you, like, yo, listen, we all rate the king here, innit? Except for Aaron. But Ash, you like, bro, you can't tell me, yeah, when you read that or you saw it or you watched it or whatever, that didn't make you think like,
Nope.
bruh, a man in his 21st year's brethren is taking PEDs.
It did seem a bit.
Brethren.
I'll tell you why, yeah? Because LeBron's physical ability is so far above most humans, even in the league.
Bro,
Even
it's a
professional
well-known
athletes,
fact
yeah,
that LeBron
that-
spends over one. Apologies to cut you off,
Yeah.
brother. But it's a well-known fact that LeBron spends well over $1 million a year on his body.
And we haven't seen no crazy. It looked like there's been no crazy fluctuations
On his body.
We haven't seen no.
We know he spends $1 million. Yeah, that's fair.
Like maintenance,
What's
like
that, man?
Unless he's making you lose your hair, there's no signs of him taking PEDs.
Listen, I'm not even questioning.
I will never question
I would
LeBron.
never question LeBron, yeah.
Can't.
But I'm not gonna sit and say that I read that article and I didn't think to myself, what the fuck is going on here? Because that brother Randy Mims does not seem like a brother that's done any workout. And you're telling me Randy Mims, yeah? Randy Mims is like fucking, bro. I'm trying to think who's like, bro. He looks like a football player, and he's like, he's not even fit.
So
He's like a
LeBron's taking PEDs.
linebacker or something.
Oh,
He's got wham. He's just he's big. He's on.
But I've got a picture of him.
So my counter to this is if LeBron's taking PEDs, right? How did he manage to do that in the bubble when he won the chip?
I'm not saying he did.
How did he?
I'm
manage
not
to
saying
do
he
that?
did. And if he's taking PEDs, I'm not saying like if you're taking. I don't know anything about PEDs, but if you don't have to take PEDs all the time, bro. You can go through months.
You've got cycles. You can't stay on all
But I'm not. But once again, I don't know anything about PEDs.
But there's different things though. There's caffeine doping.
But
A lot of teams caffeine doping. It came from cycling. It came from Tour de France cycling.
yes,
Caffeine doping. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The guy who went into football. You see when Wimbledon won the 3 Champions Leagues in a row.
back to
That
back.
doctor was there. When Liverpool started going mad,
I beg your pardon.
that doctor came from Wimbledon to go there. The caffeine doping doctor, and that's why these players get so many injuries. Amps. You can only caffeine dope for 2 to 3 seasons.
2 years in a row.
Yeah, and then your body just what?
But so like that was an interesting.
It's interesting, man.
Interesting article.
Interesting.
But I'm not
They
gonna.
make you like
Very.
I'm not gonna bring.
You don't
that
wanna
and say,
speculate. Alright, let's scrap it.
That's like saying a man's a snitch with no people.
Yeah,
I know,
sure.
I know.
It wasn't
It's an interesting
yeah.
article, but unless someone comes and
I need
says,
to see
"Boom,
concrete.
here is a test that was taken, and this is what was found," none of that means anything. It's just a
Unless there's a dirty test like Pogba.
bro,
Yeah,
and just because Randy Mims is brethren, what does that mean, bro? What does that mean? I don't.
It's
It doesn't mean
Go
anything.
to the clinic, pick up the.
I think
Doesn't mean anything.
unfortunately it's death by association. that's what I believe it is. And what you find is no, like we're all of a particular age. We've seen this before, but of course a bunch of different industries. Bunch of
Yeah.
like done as Ben Johnson when I was
exactly. You know what I mean? It's death by association. Like
Yeah.
if you have a big personality, be they in sport, music, film, whatever, right, and they're well known, anyone, and they are of a polarizing, they might be polarizing regardless. LeBron James is polarizing. You're gonna have people that love him. You're gonna have people that despise him. You're gonna have people that, you know what I mean. So he's polarizing because he's a superstar, right? Like being next to him is an absolute is a world in itself. Like, you know what I mean. So I just think it's death by association. I think they're throwing his name into it. You know, he just happens exactly because it's easy to throw his name.
Yeah.
But I'm going to click on LeBron James. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, yeah. This is what I'm saying, and I'll put Amps is my boy, yeah. He's a star football player. I'm his manager. I'm his business manager. Everyone, it's been said.
Oh, you snitch?
No. Let me land. Amps is my boy. He plays football. I'm his business manager. Everyone is known that nothing goes through business-wise without going through me. What's his name? Maverick Carter said it. Like Randy Mims, that's LeBron's chief of staff. Everything business, everything goes through him. He's been labelled as the chief of staff for LeBron James.
Sure.
Now, it comes out like, oh, basically, man's got PEDs. Man's been ordering PEDs, yeah, coming to his address. You're not an athlete. I ain't played a day of sport in my life, yeah. I'm not an athlete, but I'm managing the most durable player that's ever lived. Bruv, in the whole of NBA, no other player has been as durable as LeBron James. Facts.
So this is just a mad coincidence.
Brother. At the level, I don't think so. He's played
At the level
that LeBron James has played.
What are you talking about?
What player's been as durable as LeBron James?
What are you talking about?
I'm giving you an example.
You know how many seasons MJ played 82 games?
Bro, I'm not being funny, yeah?
You know how many?
I don't want to start this conversation.
Once again.
Mbappe, LeBron.
Let me just say something. I think we're going to have this conversation. I'm not even playing around. Michael Jordan is my best player. For me, it's not even a competition. It's Jordan.
So what are you talking about since LeBron James came in?
I'm talking about durability. Yeah?
Since he came into it.
Since LeBron James has been in the league. Yeah?
Oh, I find. Oh, well.
Yeah. So LeBron James has been in the league. The amount of finals LeBron James has been to, and people want to say, you don't go to that amount of finals league. Bro, you got to get there in the first place, innit? You got to get there. The amount of finals he's been to, the amount of games he's played, bro. Like, bro, you can hate LeBron as much as you like. Bro, you take your hat off to that.
And that's why I think he's going to be motivated to get that first in-season title. Add that to the resume.
You've got to see, because obviously the stuff with, is it Brass? With the heart? Ronnie, sorry.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
With the heart, see how that affects his mental.
That's crazy.
He's tough. He's already back in the lab. I've seen him post.
Yeah.
LeBron's ready to go.
No, I'm just saying, man. Just,
AD
hopefully there's no
ready to
relapse or that everything's... Like,
No, yeah.
Obviously, you've got this hanging over him. There's going to be pressure to start the season. You know, there always is.
They're going to ask him. They're going to ask him about it.
Like Andrew's definitely going to ask him.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
So what we saying?
The elephant in the room is not LeBron. LeBron's not the problem. Anthony Davis is the problem. He's
Yes,
the problem.
I agree.
AD's not a problem.
The problem is he
No, the
doesn't
problem is
stay fit, bro.
Can't stay
Because of his
fit.
health.
Yeah, he doesn't stay
Yeah.
fit.
That's what I'm saying.
Because technically, these past few years, the whole thing with AD coming to Lakers, he was supposed to be given the keys to you know what I mean to exactly to pretty much the Staples Arena. You know,
Yeah.
But he was given keys to drive that. You know what I mean, to be him,
So
to be
what? So
him,
he's
to
not
be
lived
a
up to it?
legend, right? And
Okay.
do I think he's? I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
How do you measure it?
I measure it by
Chips?
yes, chips.
Okay.
Also, I say chips, but also how you dominate the game, what you've used your talent to do.
So when he's
Okay.
playing, does he not dominate?
No, and he's not.
He hasn't done it consistently. Because what we're gonna do, because what we're not gonna do is have a revisionist history. What we're not gonna do is say when he's healthy, he's been excellent. Because there's been times when he's been healthy, he's been daboged. We've all seen it. He's gone missing in fourth quarters 1,000 times. Let's not act like he has.
time based.
Show what Zion did too.
Swept.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's why he has a sidekick. Who's his
Hold on.
sidekick?
Listen, bear with me.
He is the sidekick.
Basically, I like AD, so I'm not going to speak down on him necessarily, and I don't want to speak down on him. I'm just stating facts here. Like, unfortunately and aggravatingly so, right? He hasn't lived up to the billing that people fairly or unfairly put on him. But that talent that he has, he really should have been Giannis before Giannis.
This is my point.
And Giannis came and just because at the end of the day, there was a time, regardless of your opinions, there was a time where people were like, Giannis is the best player in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
But
Now it's Jokic, and then Embiid's MVP.
which is fine. But can you tell me definitively that yes, there was a time where people would say and AD was the best in the world, but
No.
like
When was AD best in
no,
the world?
no,
They
no,
kept saying he's a top 5 player. in the world, and
exactly.
he's never been.
Because
a
it
top
could
5
be
player.
argued down.
Yeah,
And
because
that's my point. I don't
unfortunately for
argue
him,
against you. I don't argue against what you're saying. But it could be argued down.
yeah,
But
but
with
unfortunately
Giannis,
for him, there's
to
been
be
other
honest,
players
there
that
weren't that many
peaks.
people.
can't
Even at that time,
you
even
can't
at that
argue-
time,
argue
there weren't that
against-
many people. You can say, "Oh, LeBron, you can't KD."
He's the NBA darling.
We're gonna have a next
Anthony
episode.
Davis is an NBA darling. He's got the brow. That's Brandon's right there. He went to in college. He went to the Olympics on the team. NBA
Yeah,
darling,
yeah.
and he's got
Yeah.
tool privilege. He's got the tool. He's gonna bring back the big men and blah blah blah. He's a top 5 talent. He's a top 10 talent.
That's not. None of that is incorrect though.
He's never been top 5 or top 10 in the league.
Has
course he
AD
has.
ever been?
Never.
Has
No,
he-
that's
hold on.
never.
Let's answer the question.
That actually has a point. When he was in
Never.
nah, never. I don't think.
Has
I don't
AD
think he's
ever
top
been
5.
the best player on his team?
Of course,
Yes, and the
Pelicans.
Pelicans.
Nobody was there. He had Drew Holiday.
But are we just saying that he was
Cousins came for a bit.
Well, he was
then
the number one pick,
injured
yeah.
When he was,
Are you
when
telling
he
me
was,
Cousins was not better than Anthony
he was,
Davis?
when he was with Cousins.
Cousins was
AD
100%
guy,
better.
bro.
Yeah,
Nah, he
no,
wasn't,
no,
bro.
no.
Come on, guy.
There was a time. There was a time. Yes, yes.
Never.
There was a
Before the
time.
injury.
Never.
Yes,
You
there was
man
a
are
time.
bugging.
There was a time.
You
You
man
think Cousins was better? But
I don't
the
think I know.
Pelicans recognize AD as the number one option. Facts.
They-
Facts or not?
He's the draft. They drafted
He's
him
the
in.
draft, yeah,
He's their
yeah,
guy.
he's
He's
the-
He's the number one option
He's the
now.
future.
Bro, you man are tell me like there was a time like
Cousins
Cousins.
was better than AD.
Nah, I don't
know.
Cousins was a top level player.
It was a top level
Even
player.
I would say Cousins is the best
I'm not
center in the
gonna say-
NBA at the time.
But AD was playing 4 at the time, innit?
Yeah, AD was playing 4 though.
They were 4. They're both 4-5. Come on.
AD was 4 at the time, and they had gone down the point, and they were really good. They
I
were
do,
really, really good.
I do think that AD, the expectation that he brought into the league, number one pick,
He's supposed to be Tim Duncan's successor.
he should be, yeah. He should, he no way near has he reached that level that, especially even now playing with the years he's had with LeBron, yeah. Was he like 4 years now? He's got 1 bubble chip.
One is better than 0, though.
I'm not, don't even give him chips. I don't even diminish the bubble chip. It's like 1 chip.
It's not even about the chips, yeah. It's the performance.
Mm.
You look at what Giannis failed, and he came back stronger. Got his chip. Jokic was banging against the door. He lost the weight, got in better condition, got his chip. And he got MVP this year. They just gave it to him because it's a pass around as well. But he's still ahead of AD. You know what I'm saying? Where's your competitive spirit? You got this.
Straight.
These 3 guys are gonna end up going down as like Hall of Famers legends if Embiid turns it around. But they're all ahead of AD at this point. AD is supposed to be the number one guy out of those four.
True.
Jokic isn't even supposed to be in the conversation.
That's true.
But he is.
He's made no, but
And Giannis is
actually
there's like a gap.
You're
There's
making
a gap
no, there's no
between
gap
them.
because you're making it
There's a
seem
gap.
there's a mad
There's
gap.
an MVP
There's not
gap.
a mad
There's an
gap.
MVP gap.
There's a MVP gap, yeah, and then between AD and Embiid, there's a chip gap. So you can't just because there's an MVP gap, there's a gap. Talent-wise, the three of them are
It's a
very,
bubble
very
LeBron.
close. They're very, very close. On the defensive end, AD is stronger than both of them two.
when you say
On the offensive end, he's just as good. Okay, he doesn't pass as well as.
AD is a better defender than Embiid and Giannis.
I was talking Jokic.
He's only better. He's only clearly a better defender than Jokic.
Yeah,
When you
and
say-
I think he's probably better than Jordan.
when you say that there's a chip gap between AD and Embiid, but there's also a LeBron gap.
And
There's also a LeBron gap. Like let's keep it a buck. AD played with arguably one of the best players
Yeah,
ever.
I've been given that chance.
What's Embiid had?
Did you say arguably one of the best players ever?
I'm not making an argument today, bro.
Embiid has had.
Like you say, like one of the best players ever.
Yeah,
One of
I
them.
mean, there's one or two.
But anyway, I think you should move on to the next topic.
Yeah, straight.
It's the best getting better all season.
Yeah, I know.
You know where I stand. Then
Look, I think the only thing to just to round it off, like obviously LeBron, 21st year. I think what if I'm LeBron, I think I'm going for that in season trophy.
everybody.
Go for that.
On the
Win
shot
that.
resume.
When you go in that Hall of Fame, you can say something
So
that
when-
nobody else can say.
When the argument comes, they start reading out things. You can say, "Well, I won this
Yeah.
individual in season tournament." You know.
What are your opinions on this?
Love it. I've been calling for it for like 4 or
To
5
be
years.
fair, we've said it in a group chat before that they need to have something.
We've spoken about it. We've spoken about it.
Yeah, we said they need to have something like that because just having
We've seen the play-ins. We've seen the play-ins. Just
towards
for
the
the
end,
one and done.
one and done.
It'll be good.
But it makes it very exciting.
82 games is just like, oh, it's just
The man's back win that. They ain't winning the.
The thing is,
I hate Skyrie, man.
yeah, you guys know, obviously, I'm an international basketball head, like, so, like, the whole incident, I hate the fact when they call it incident tournament, because technically it is, but it's not a new concept, obviously, like, in-season, but if you use an Americanism, in-season tournaments have been a thing in a bunch of different sports. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just call it an NBA Cup.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, football weekly crap over here. So we know everything tournaments. You know what I mean?
FA Cup.
Like
League
FA
Cup.
League Cup. We know. Even in basketball, like Copa del Rey and in Spain and the Leaders Cup in France, like they all have national cups. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a new concept. My only thing is, I don't know, the whole. I don't know. Just observing how the WNBA kind of operates their in-season cup, the Commissioner's Cup. It just feels very like, I don't know. It's almost like a very anticlimactic.
How long have they been
I feel
doing
like
it?
they've overcomplicated the rules.
I kind of believe so, but I'm not
What do
too
you call it?
sure.
Commission.
Commission. It's the same thing. Same concept. I think they've been doing it for 2 years now. 2 years now. I don't think that it doesn't have the pizzazz to me, the prestige to me, and I want it to. Maybe it needs
I
to.
think when we see it,
Maybe I'm being
To the
overcritical.
players, though.
Yeah,
And that's the main thing.
that's it. Maybe I'm being overcritical,
We'll go to the players.
but I don't know. I'm a bit iffy about the prestige of it. But again, it's so new. It's so new that we don't know. Also, one thing.
What did the winners get?
This is the thing. I was just about to get on. The winners get money, right? Which is again, I'll never get your money. But my issue is, why is it just money? I think a team should win an additional
Playoffs
Draft pick.
no draft pick. Like teams should pick up an additional draft pick.
An additional first round would be good.
Whatever run. I
disagree with that, but yeah.
I just think there needs to be more. When it comes down to the final, right? Like,
What do you think? The 5% bump in lottery tickets.
I don't know. I just don't know who. The thing is, I don't know who's gonna fight tooth and nail for them. That's my own issue. You know what I'm saying?
The king.
Like, regardless, even post him being in season, I don't know who's gonna fight tooth and nail for it. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know in season tournaments, people fight tooth and nail for the FA Cup.
Yeah.
People fight tooth and nail for the League Cup. I mean, it's a smaller team, but it is what it is. Like people fight tooth and nail for Copa del Rey in Spain, like Leaders Cup in
You're
France.
saying people don't care about community shield.
I don't know.
So
exactly.
you're saying like maybe that's going to be the same attitude, but I think
I don't know if they're going to have that.
I think we need to see that attitude.
True.
I
Agreed.
And I'll use this example
Agreed.
when they were in the All-Star game when they started doing the charity thing with the points.
Oh yeah, Elgin.
And we saw. I think the very first year they've done it, saw a difference in the intensity in the way they played.
Correct.
Obviously, I think it faded.
Intensity was good. Was only good in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but there was still intensity. People were defending.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying now is that it's kind of tailed off because last season's All-Star game was trash. You know what I'm saying? But
Sorry.
we need to see how it takes off. And to be fair, I want to see it. So for the fans, I think it's a good thing. Let's see how it takes off.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's what we're going to use to, all right, cool, this can work, this can't. But I get what you're saying, like, you know, the incentive for me, I don't think it should be a lottery pick because that just goes to, you don't, the NBA doesn't reward best like you for, as far as picks anyway, for winning stuff.
I don't think a lottery.
The worst players
I
get
don't
the
think
best picks.
I don't think a lottery pick is the answer. I think there should be some correlation between where your team finished the season before and like where you're at, basically, and then the better you like. Say you're a really bad team and you do really well in it. Maybe not
That is
winning,
what
but
you
you
do.
do. But maybe you do really well. The bumping percentage, like say the team that finished second last year get to the semi-finals, and the team that finished 14th in their conference got to the semi-finals. They have to play each other.
Sorry.
That
Let me just
team-
understand. Sorry, explain
That
that
team
again.
should get a higher percentage.
Let me just explain. So you lost me a second. So the team in the, say for instance, you're talking about for the tournament, yeah?
Yeah.
So the team that finishes, say like it's the final round of the tournament. Say you finish and you lose, so you come second.
Yeah.
That team should get what?
Like a higher percentage of lottery tickets.
I'm going to be controversial.
But you can kind of dump the queue and improve it.
I'm going to be controversial. I think it's wild. Wow, you lot are looking at me like I'm crazy.
First pick.
No, I'm off the picks. Right? I think, and I'm thinking about how in France they run their in season national cups, right? So in France, if you're in the second division, the league under the Pro B, if you win their national cup, so they have two national cups. You've got Leaders Cup for the Pro R, the elite in France, and then you've got Leaders Cup for the division for Pro B and below, right? Those who win the Leaders Cup, the Pro B level, right, are guaranteed a playoff spot or a spot, a promotion spot to be promoted into Pro R. Hold on. I think it might be wild, but I think the team that wins the in-season trophy should be guaranteed a place in the play.
No.
I was
In the
thinking
play.
In the play, not the playoffs. The play. The reason why. Hold on. The reason why. Hold on. Bear with me. Let me land.
It's like about Champions League. Like
The reason why.
Yeah.
The reason why is because those smaller teams. Those other teams that aren't the big, the traditional big eight, whatever, that go into the playoffs. Those teams that are looking to kind of take that step up, or those rebuilding teams. Know what I mean? Like, it could be great incentive for them. Like, it could be
What does that
great.
do? What does that do for your intensity? Yeah.
I don't know if that does.
What does that do for, like, say for instance Charlotte Hornets? Say for instance Charlotte Hornets wins it. Let's just say for instance Charlotte. No, let's just say you Charlotte Hornets. Let's just say for instance.
When's the final, though?
Let's just say Boston Celtics wins it. Yeah. No, not even Boston. I'm using random teams. I'm talking about a team that where like they finish maybe like 6 or 7. Let's use Charlotte Hornets win it. Yeah. They win it. What does that do for their intensity moving on for the rest of the year? They're guaranteed a playing spot regardless.
Exactly.
What does that do for their intensity? They've got like
nothing
because the tournament games counts towards the 82 games. Yeah. What does that do for their intensity?
You still want to get in the playoffs anyway because you get a better.
No, because
You'll get a better run, but this is the issue.
It doesn't guarantee you a
It
playoff.
allows them to plan.
The problem with that is that it doesn't incentivize the team that are already in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which is where my thing is, there has to be something around the percentage of your lottery pick. Because if you win it and you're already first pick, don't really do nothing for you other than saying that you won it, but there's no other advantages. But if you're first pick and you're supposed to get the worst percentage in the lottery,
But this is the thing.
in the champion,
That's
if you get a 5% bump in your lottery tickets, you can get a better pickup for your roster.
Fine.
And
But
you've earned that by
I
beating other tough teams.
I don't believe any of those big teams are going to I mean, put their. It's going to be again from a football perspective. It's the same thing as a League Cup. The big teams don't care about the big.
I think
Nah, but the game
I think
still
for the,
counts
for the
for the
inaugural tournament, I think the big teams are going to go through just because of the first one.
Yeah.
But lads,
They're going to be ordered.
that's a wrap for today.
Okay.
Tune in again next time.
Yeah,
We, the English podcast, like and subscribe.
for sure. And yeah, man, thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time. Finally, the studio is here, and first of many, hopefully. And yeah, man, stick with us. And yeah, please, like, comment, subscribe, let us know your opinions, feedback. If we're wrong, right, like if we're talking nonsense,
Also, there's more faces to come.
Exactly.
Do this new time start. Everyone will be here every week.
100%.
So it's a collective.
Talking nonsense, you know what I mean? Just let us know.
Cheers. Thanks. Wrap, guys.
Thanks, guys.
South.
That was alright.
Your Arsenal leading 3-0 still.
Wow, we know.
That was an easy game.
Buying our beating
No, 3-1.
Well,
How was that?
Yeah, it's all right.
Oh.